So this is what you do. You flip her over and then you go, oh, we live? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, y'all.
That's right. Well, we were just asking Fatal. We were just asking Fatal about his last interaction with Kathleen Kennedy. So that's what. I'm not sure exactly where he was in that story. We'll have to hear the finish, the finish later. But good to see.
It was a finish. It was a good finish.
It's always good to see Fatal J back on the channel. What's going on, everybody? It's a freaking party. We got 33 people waiting for the stream already, so you know it's going to be popping. You know it's going to be a good one. And I got a couple awesome guests with me. One more coming who maybe is having some signal issues or some shit. But Fatal J, how are you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing absolutely wonderful, and I'm doing absolutely fine. Let me tell you something. Can you put the camera on me real quick? Just put blow me up real quick. I got something to tell the people in the chat.
My name is not Fatal J. It's actually Shao Kahn from the outer world. I have a general named Shane Song who will come in my behalf and destroy your weak little planet. But make sure that you check out Fatal J content before I conquer your weak little planet.
Holy shit! Damn.
How come you didn't do the Shao Kahn taunts?
Hey guys,
you suck.
What just happened? I just blacked out for a few seconds.
No pun intended. That was a hell of a. It was something took you over.
I just blacked out. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I just black out sometimes like that.
Well, make sure you do for things like that. Subscribe to Fatal J.
Hello, Steph.
Yeah, Steph's here modding, being awesome. Thank you, Steph. And Jade Shadow in the chat modding for our next guest, Lethal Lightning. Lethal, how you doing?
Fuck that bitch, Carol Baskins. I'm well, thank you. I was a little bit late. Australian internet, but I'm here and I'm ready to rock.
There you go. Awesome. Well, we already do have a couple super chats. Let me hit those and we'll say hi to everybody here in chat who has been patiently waiting. We already had some little back and forth going on in chat, so that was fun. But we do have Wesley Semple for Canadian $2. Does Filoni have an Ahsoka blow-up doll? I think so. I don't think there's any doubt. I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed. Don't take my word for it, but actually do take our words for it. Yes, he does have a Ahsoka blow-up doll.
I can confirm it.
There you go. You heard it. An Australian would never lie, ever.
Hey, if they do have those blow-up dolls, can you sign me up?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm still waiting on that DVD of Rise of Skywalker you promised when I first met you.
Do you know I became a millionaire after selling those? I kept it quiet. Lethal.
I never got my DVD. I had my DVD.
I had the Rise of Skywalker bootlegs 2 weeks before the actual movie came out. I'm a millionaire now, but I'm trying to trick people because I'm still in the same place. I'm trying to throw people off so the FBI won't get me. You know,
I'm with that. Just, you know what? I changed my mind. You can keep the money. Just consider it a super chat. I don't want that DVD anymore.
I understand.
There you go. And we also have the Price is Right review here for $2. What's up, Price? Good to see you here. Yo, my fave crew, stay awesome, you son of a gun. I will try. We will all try to stay awesome. We will all try. We do have a couple people here in chat. Let's say hi to everybody. We have Iru, I think that's how you say it. Dave, you were the chosen one. It was said you would destroy the Disney, not join them. Bring balance to the movie, not leave it in darkness. We will be talking a lot about Dave Filoni today. It'll probably be our second topic once we really get everybody in here rocking and rolling. Kavari, who was in the chat earlier, complaining that the chat that I hadn't started the stream yet, even though it was scheduled to start at 3:30 Pacific time, said he wasn't going to wait. So bye, I don't care. He said, I don't blame Geoff Johns. Snyder side was too dark and depressing for the DCEU. I'm sorry about that. Sorry you feel that way. Jose Viega is here. Dat Guy. We'll be talking a little bit more about Dave Filoni, Dat Guy. Robert Mitchell. Well, you don't hate The Last Jedi. Well, there you go. I was being hyperbolic.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and I thought I would never say this. The Last Jedi is better than Rise of Skywalker. Boom. Don't kill me.
Yeah, I think there's a couple different ways to come at that. I would say that it's like as far as what it did to Star Wars, I think The Last Jedi has a special place up there, because a lot of people say that's kind of what caused
That's true.
what happened. But as far as like an actual movie, if you're just taking a standalone movie, I think you're right. I think like structurally, narratively, I think you're right. It probably is worse. Apollo Patriots here. Wesley says those.
You know what, Apollo Patriot? Can somebody get this man a damn Twilight Blue woman? He say that in everybody's stuff. I'm serious. Somebody in the chat, get him a prostitute and make her blue all over, and then with the little tentacles in her hair, and give it to that man. Shoot. Apollo, you making me think you're going nuts, and I'm nuts, but you're even more crazier.
They just have Ezra Miller play with her for a while. He's good at making it look blue.
Jesus, yeah. You choke a bitch till they're blue, that's for sure. But Wesley Semple, those bitches in the Ahsoka arc are so fucking annoying. Yeah, they kind of are. Fact/fraud, not a damn thing, just more clickbait bullshit. I don't know what you're fucking talking about, you bitch. Jake the Movie Geek is here. Let's see.
What up, Jake?
Selena Dominguez is here. I can make good Star Wars content too if I steal other people's stories. There you go. That's right. Talking about Dave Filoni, I think. Got a lot of people in chat already, guys. Almost 90 people. Thank you guys so much for being here. Chosen One is here. The High Ground Master's here. Trey Courtney's here. Mason is here. Darthanos. The Senate. As always, the Senate is here. And I saw another super chat from our bro, Drunk 3PO.
Drunk.
Love my dudes. Happy Easter. We'll love you too, Jay. Good to see you here, brother. Good to see you here. Evidently, this is Jacob. That is quite a name you got there. I don't know what that means, but fuck Disney. Yeah, I agree. Will you discuss all the great arcs they threw away for the sake of diversity in season 7? Yes, we will. We will definitely talk about that.
What season 7? Clone Wars?
Yeah.
I don't watch that mess. It's horrible.
More like season 1 of
I keep telling y'all the reason why I don't watch Clone Wars is because Anakin Skywalker looks like Chucky. If Chucky had his own 3D series, they would base it off the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is ugly. It looks horrible. And I'm just going to say this on record. Gennady Tartakovsky, the guy that made Samurai Jack, best Clone Wars ever. Period. Drop mic.
But where is the lie?
Where's the why?
The lie. Where is it?
I don't know, but all I want to say is Anakin Skywalker does not look like Chucky from Child's Play. Period.
Fuck.
Check out the Dark Horse comics based on the Clone Wars. Those
they look better?
Awesome.
Oh, they look horrible?
Holy shit, they look good.
Oh, they look
good.
They
do.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
they're awesome.
Dark Horse always got it right when it came to Star Wars.
Yeah,
I love
Dark and Gritty.
Dark and Gritty. Speaking of Dark and Gritty, we'll be talking a little bit of DCEU later on today as well. So Red Gaze is here in the chat. What's up, Gaze?
What's up, Red Gaze?
Here. Hashtag rotten semen, says Bobby Massey.
Oh,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
a story. It's a story behind that, Ryan. I can sum it up real quick. Okay,
well, I bet you can real quick.
I was on Mary Mayhem stream last night, and we was talking about, different endeavors. And I came up with a business idea called Rotten Semen. Now, they have Rotten Tomatoes, right, where you can rate movies. Well, I was thinking Rotten Semen could be where you can rate porn movies.
Oh, God.
And I'm looking for Tom.
Wait, that has a name?
No, that's my name that you're going to invest in, Lethal Lightning, because when they come, I'm looking for investors. Tom and Rob, I'm trying to get them to invest from Midnight Edge, but they won't answer my calls for some reason.
I'll be honest with you, man. During this quarantine, I've got a lot of time to do the actual work for the project. I don't know if I have time to actually invest into it.
I understand. It's hard work. Check these palms out, buddy. They're strong.
Dude,
they can break. These palms can bend steel.
My wrists have abs.
You guys talking about your masturbatory achievements? Is that what you're talking about?
We got Ryan, we have master degrees, okay?
Oh, master degrees. Gotcha.
Masturbator degrees.
Laura Story says This convo is making me more gay. Ew. A lot of people commented on Lethal's picture here. Simping for Tifa, I think, was put in the chat.
Simp for Tifa. Look, let me say right now, Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 will always be my girl. Aqua from Kingdom Hearts has a special place, but damn, I'm simping for Tifa.
Here you go. I like it. I played a little bit of Tifa early on. I need to play again. Man of Steel is a good movie. Fuck you, Jeremy. Says, hail, brothers and sisters. Hail. Man of Steel is a good movie for sure.
Man of Steel is a great movie. I definitely agree.
Biggles Met says, I'm still trying to figure out what to do. Oh, wrong one. I'm still figuring out what to do since this is not Twitch. Ryan, send help. Just smash a like button and share the stream out there, Biggles Met. It's good to see you here. A simp is still a simp. What do you think about that, Lethal?
It's true.
A simp is still a simp.
It's simple, really.
That's true. All right. Let me, since we are about to start the stream, everybody's rolling in here. We're about to get started on our first topic about how basically everyone's coming out, taking sides in this whole Last Jedi Rise of Skywalker bullshit. But let me real quick thank all my patrons who I would not be able to do this without them. I appreciate you guys so much. It's awesome. And I'm hoping that by next week, I'm going to add something what I think is going to be pretty cool for patrons. It's going to be kind of a call-in feature through Discord. So when we're doing these Sunday streams, we can actually take calls and questions and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get a green room in a way I can bring people in and out in a really easy way. I'm going to try to get that worked out next week. So then by next week's Sunday stream, if you're a patron and you have gone in the Discord and you have, I've actually set your tiers up and everything, then it's going to be really easy for you to call in, ask a question, talk a little bit on stream. So I think that'll be really cool.
Man, if you pull that off, you're going to be setting trends. You know what I mean?
I used to do that. It's harder to set up than it sounds, but mine was kind of lackluster. But it does work. It's good. You'll love it.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool for everybody. So, but thank you to the people that have been supporting me. I do appreciate the hell out of you guys. Teresa Martin, George, Big Dick, Lucas, who I do see in chat right now, Storyman Jack, Lost Jedi 22, Culture Casino, Mexican Iron Man, Neo Valentine, and D Larkin, Trace XL, The Geek Plan, Daniel Himes. What an ass. What a bitch. What a contagious coronavirus cuck. Rosetta Allen, Bionic Belly Button, RC from the NYC, Riff Magos, Thick Karen, AFK Bard, RR, My Nerdy Home, Lethal Lightning, Optimus Prune, Raging Rhino, Seth Saunders, Alex McCarthy, Trev Fishbein, Geeky Candy, Wesley Semple, and Mark Steven. You guys are awesome. And yeah, it's going to be like a call-in radio show for sure. That's going to be the plan. So hopefully we'll have that next stream we do on YouTube, as long as it's next Sunday. We don't have something else in between. But Stieg, we haven't even introduced Stieg because he was here and then he went away, but now he's back. Stieg, how are you doing?
I've become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, you got struck down by the old Wi-Fi monsters?
Yes, right in the face. Yeah, just a fellow from Norway, nothing special.
I want to ask a newbie question, and I shouldn't be asking this question because I'm a hardcore fan. Did Obi-Wan really become more powerful when he got struck down? Because all I saw was a Force Ghost.
Well, it would depend on your perspective, right? Because then Obi-Wan can be with Luke like at any time. You know what I mean? If that's kind of what you're saying, he's going to be able to.
I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking on that type of stuff.
It's one
That's
with
called
the
Hulk
kind of thing.
Little did you know that Obi-Wan was actually able to interact. He could grab lightsabers. He could use Force lightning. So, yeah, maybe he was more powerful than we ever imagined. We just never saw it on screen, based on what they did in the sequel trilogy. Certainly seems like there's no reason to be alive if you can just be a Force ghost. But
yeah, he could have just killed Palpatine and Vader whenever he wanted by having lightning strike them.
That's right, exactly. Or just sneak up behind him with a lightsaber.
The only thing that would suck is like you can see through you. Even though you can still touch stuff, you just see through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a yeah.
That's kind of messed up in a way if you think about it.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to see through me.
Well, if you want to be transparent, it's the way to go.
No pun intended, I guess.
No,
that is true.
not at all.
That is true. That is true. We do have a $5 super chat from Drunk Rhino. Love this panel. Snyder's DCEU sucks. JK, I actually love Man of Steel, BVS Extended, and Justice League. Well,
Drunk Rhino is trying to get a rise out of us, I see.
I love 2 out of those 3 movies you spoke of. There is one Justice League movie I do love, and it hasn't been released yet. At least I think I'll love it. We'll see what happens when it gets released. We'll see what happens. And I did want to point this out. Disappointed Black Man said, 03 Clone Wars matched the continuity for the movies way better. Hell fucking yeah, it did. No doubt about that.
I like that name.
A Disappointed Black Man, yeah. I do
that.
like that
and
name
look at his profile.
He does look
Look at
disappointed.
y'all sad and stuff. You see it?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure. So I recognized his name when I watched Thor Skywalker. I don't know if you guys watch him at all.
I used to get, before I was like really in the YouTube game, I used to get Thor Skywalker and Odin. Our Odin. I used to get them two confused for some odd reason. I don't know why.
Well, I do really like I like Thor Skywalker. I don't necessarily agree with him all the time, but I just typically like the way he kind of breaks things down. And he does this thing where he asks everybody about their opinions on characters, on a Star Wars character, and you kind of rate them and then give your opinion. And based on all the most liked comments in the chat, then he'll like kind of read those out. And I think the top comment on one of them was a disappointed black man. So I like heard that because I usually just listen to his videos because there's not too much to watch with them. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. I recognize that name there. So let's see. Did Lethal Lightning turn effeminate from simping? Is that why he's off camera?
I'm just trying to get this picture right.
Which one? The one you got right there?
Yeah, I'm going to get the love heart shaped out correctly. And, the waifu, the tifu, it all deserves the proper respect with this picture.
There you go. All right. I like it.
You know what? If you're going all out, there's some stuff out there called hentai that you should check out.
Oh, yeah? You're going to have to show me the ropes with that one, my friend.
Hey, I'm a veteran in the game, man.
It makes you laugh, too, because
see the tentacles.
There you go. You guys are on the same page right there. All right.
Ryan, I found that clip you wanted.
Yes. Perfect.
Send it to your DM and mark the time thing.
Thank you very much.
It's pretty telling.
Good. I can't wait to look at that. So we are going to talk about Dave Filoni second today. The first thing I wanted to talk about is how people are we're seeing everybody like taking sides, right? You've got the rise of Skywalker folks that are kind of saying, well, Lost Jedi kind of fucked over the entire trilogy, right? You got people kind of taking sides at Lucasfilm. Now, to be fair, like Fatal J said, both movies are fucking trash. But I do think it's funny to see everybody start speaking out about everything. And let me share my screen. Not sure if you guys saw this. I did make a video about it when I saw it. But Mark Hamill felt like the real Luke Skywalker in Star Wars 9, says Daisy Ridley. So obviously by coming out and saying that, inherently she means that he didn't feel like the real Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. And now, let's be real. I think that everybody feels that way, including Mark Hamill himself. If you listen to what Mark Hamill said for a couple days before Disney got out and like broke his kneecaps or whatever they did to him to get him to stop talking, Mark Hamill felt the exact same way. Mark Hamill felt like his character was not right. He felt like Rian Johnson was doing the wrong thing. He didn't understand why his character was being treated this way until Disney said, hey, shut up, motherfucker, we're paying you. And it sounds like Daisy Ridley feels kind of the same way about Luke in The Last Jedi. So, Stieg, did you see this, or what do you think about Daisy Ridley kind of coming out and saying that?
Well, he does feel more like Luke, really, but he's still dead for a stupid reason. And Episode 9 follows Episode 8, which means by default, Episode 9 is retarded.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm trying to I got a problem here, guys. I'll tell you my fucking problem. I got to interrupt this for a second. I have this fucking bottle that I need to get open, and I have a bottle opener on the side of my fucking wall, but I can't reach with my headphones without them coming out. So I'm going to ask Lethal, and then I'm going to go open my fucking beer because I need a fucking beer on Easter Sunday. I'm just saying. I just need one. Lethal, what do you think? What do you think about Daisy Ridley? And
didn't she come out a while back, like even before this new movie came out, and she was kind of, you know, bagging out the last one, and then like halfway between the release of the new one, this one, and she was at that party or whatever where she got kind of offended where someone started bagging the movie. She seems to flip-flop quite a bit, to be honest. My honest belief is she did not like the movie. I think she doesn't really like any of them, to be honest. She's just over it. And I think we're getting to that point where, you know, enough time has passed where more people are just, they don't have to toe the company lines, so to speak, and now they can just come out and kind of say what they want. And you're right, yeah, people like Mark Hamill, that pretty much from day dot, like Force Awakens day dot, was saying like, nah, trust me, this ain't good. But she seems to kind of go back and forth quite a bit, to be honest. I mean, like, yeah, she's cute and all, but goddamn, woman, make up your mind.
Yeah, I do think so. She has said a couple things, and even you saw some interviews with her. Are you satisfied with the movie? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. You know, which when you're trying to promote a movie, that might not be the best way to go about it. And then we saw kind of similar things from everyone during The Rise of Skywalker too. The Disney trilogy has destroyed these people's will. They're like fucking Padme in Episode 3. They've lost the will to live. They have lost the will to continue being Star Wars actors. Because it's just like at this point, for them, they're over it. I think they realize that this isn't necessarily what they signed up for.
But this is what I always wondered, though. Are they held by contract to at least act like the movie was great? Like, you know, when they do those interviews, because I know interviewing is a part of the marketing. So when I see the interviews for Rise of Skywalker, they were like, yeah, it's okay. You know, do they get in trouble for that, or that's not in the deal?
I think I don't know what the terms of their deal are. I can't say that. All I can say is what I can speculate. My speculation is that there's non-disparagement clauses, so you can't like talk shit about the movie.
Yeah,
while you're actively promoting.
Look at Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill wanted to talk so much crap during the Last Jedi era, but he didn't flat out say that the movie sucked. But we basically got the point. And I think they knew in the back of their minds this movie sucked. This was supposed to be the last one. I mean, it was supposed to be babies being thrown in the air. It was supposed to be bombs going off in the sky. It was just supposed to be beautiful. Aliens were supposed to come to planet Earth just because The Rise of Skywalker, the last movie of the entire shebang, was dropping. And this is the crazy thing about it. We watched the trailers, and it was the worst Star Wars trailer we ever witnessed. I can even give it to Last Jedi. Last Jedi was a great trailer because we didn't know how terrible it was going to be. But the Rise of Skywalker trailers, they all sucked. They all sucked.
And that's why I say The Last Jedi really fucked so many things up for so many people. For me, I was done after Force Awakens. I was kind of done before Force Awakens, but I decided to try to give it a chance.
I'm so glad, man, that we on the same eye level. Let's keep it real. I watched The Force Awakens. I lied to people. I said, oh, man, it was awesome. In my realness inside of me, I was saying this movie sucks and it's boring. Fatal J, this is confession time for Fatal J. The Force Awakens, when I first seen it and walked out the theaters, I thought it was boring. And I knew in the back of my mind, this is nothing but a New Hope. They took the script from New Hope and remade it. So you can call Force Awakens a New Hope reboot.
Yeah. You know, it's important to remember, though, that Hamill, Fisher, and Ford all signed up for the sequel trilogy when George still owned Star Wars. They all thought they would be using the script that George was working on.
Well, I don't know if so. They definitely agreed to do it. Talked to. I don't know if the contracts were there. I don't know if they signed a contract or not. You know what I mean?
The contracts transferred over.
Oops. Boom. There we go.
Then Disney changed the whole thing.
Right. So exactly. A lot of them did not know what they were getting into. Harrison Ford probably didn't care. Carrie Fisher, who knows what she felt. Obviously, Mark Hamill was pretty upset with the way his character was treated.
I would imagine she was rather numb.
She was rather numb.
She's going to be remembered as Carrie Poppins now because of Ryan Johnson.
Man, but you know what's crazy? It was only one part of The Rise of Skywalker that almost made me shed tears, and it was Mark Hamill scene when he used the Force to get the X-wing out of the water, because it made me think about Yoda, and I mean the music was playing was perfect. It made me sad for two reasons, man. It made me sad because they ruined Luke during this whole trilogy, and then for another one, this is the last time we're going to see Luke Skywalker ever. It's no way possible, Steve, that you could bring Luke back. It's no way. It's no way you can bring him back.
And he shouldn't even be able to lift that X-wing because he's a ghost. Force ghosts can't affect the real world.
That's at least what Obi-Wan said. Maybe Obi-Wan was just a bitch. Hey, if you go to confront Vader, I cannot interfere.
My thing with that is I just imagine that Obi-Wan's sitting there watching him getting his ass kicked and just being like, look at this guy.
He's like, he needs to learn some humility. Let him get his arm chopped off.
Yeah. He's like sitting there watching. He's like, oh, he just took off his head. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, shit. You all right there, buddy?
That's a long way down, bitch.
Yeah. Now I
told you to stay and train, you little fuck.
Now I have a Force ghost hand to play with.
He's like, hey, I mean, oh geez, I have so many thoughts going through my mind about having a Force Ghost hand to mess around with now. But he's like, oh, I guess you do actually need to train to become a Jedi. Crazy thought. But we do have a couple super chats here. Laura Story for $2. Disappointed with new Clone Wars episodes. You were right, crying face. Well, I usually enjoy being right, Laura. I don't like the fact that you're disappointed with them, but I did try to warn everyone.
You know what, Ryan? I remember you touched on this, and I know you got to do the rest of the super chats, but how much can you really do with the Clone Wars in between freaking Attack of the Clones and freaking Revenge of the Sith? How much can you really do with 7 freaking seasons?
Apparently you can totally contradict the timeline.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. But I will say, and I'll talk when we get back to when we get to talking about Dave Filoni, I'll talk about a couple arcs they could have done instead of this trash one we just got. But for some reason they wanted to do this whole gender swap. They wanted this whole little middle arc to be about girl power. And I'm telling you that some of the next one's going to be about girl power too. So once we get to talking about Dave Filoni and his statements, maybe all that starts to make a little more sense to everybody, what Dave's true agenda has been this whole time. And then we have Swiss, for always fucking forget what it's called, like Swiss Crones or something, or Swedish Crones. From Andreas Rembrandt, Ryan probably did more training than Ray. I have swung a lightsaber before, so yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Who is Ryan? You? Oh, you.
Me, I think.
I'm still thinking a Star Wars character. That's true, though. What really blew my mind, though, on Rise of Skywalker when she was floating in the sky like freaking Daisy from Street Fighter. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Mikey keeps saying in the chat that Jeremy's having a hissy fit on Twitter because people love Zack Snyder. I know. Jeremy's doing his thing on Twitter today. That's fine.
That's right. Jeremy don't like Man of Steel. Did he like BVS?
No.
He hates Snyder.
He doesn't hate Snyder. He doesn't hate Snyder.
I talked to Anna was on my show a few weeks back. She hates Zack Snyder too.
Well, Jeremy doesn't hate Zack Snyder. Jeremy doesn't hate Zack Snyder. But what he doesn't like is release the Snyder cut. People on Twitter, I don't know why. He's got a fucking issue with people that say they want something.
But you know what? The release the Snyder cut movement has turned into a monster now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I never seen any movement like this for a movie. Period.
This is a fucking piece of trash that got released like 3 years ago or something, right?
Yeah.
And they're still getting well, I guess 2.5 years ago probably, they're still getting trending. You know, every couple of weeks we're talking about it trending. So
it's trending right now.
Yeah, I agree with this. Will says he doesn't hate Snyder. He just thinks that Zack Snyder's DC films are shit.
I disagree.
Yeah. I disagree too.
Man, look here. Just look at his record. Let's just stay comic book realm. We got Man of Steel, good movie. We got Watchmen, great movie. We got, Man of Steel, great too. We got 300, great movie. Dawn of the Dead, great movies. Yeah,
I'm the same. I didn't like Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, yeah. Now the visual storytelling is beautiful, and Zack is the king of visual storytelling. I think hands down, no one is touching him when it comes to visual storytelling. Period.
They look
now
like
you might be wondering what the freak is you talking about with visual storytelling. I'll give you a brief synopsis. Remember the scene when Batman, Bruce Wayne, was walking through the funeral home? He was going to his parents' tomb, and then all of a sudden he saw the blood trickling down on their tomb, and then the Bat Demon went and bit Bruce Wayne, attacked him. That's visual storytelling, because what that told you is this: he cannot escape being the Batman. And the whole reason for him being Batman is because of what happened to his parents. Boom! Zack Snyder, greatest director of all time.
Hail Zack Snyder.
Of all time.
Hail Zack Snyder. I didn't really care about Sucker Punch, to be honest. It didn't interest me. I like 300 a lot. It's not, I don't think it's some like earth-shattering movie, but I do think it's really good when you talk about visual storytelling. That's what that movie's all about.
Ryan, Bobby Massa said 300 is boring, bro.
Yeah, he's off his tits, sorry.
You have lost your mind, sir.
300 is dark.
Bro, when I was in the movie theater, I almost showed everybody my fat abs, because I was going to lift my shirt up and be like, yeah, I want to be a Spartan too, baby.
Yeah.
You did marker them on? Did you like marker them on?
I was gonna draw them on, bro, and just spaz out in the movie theater, because that movie got me hyped. Like, if you want a testosterone boost, watch 300.
Was it Mark that said that movie is so manly it almost turned him gay?
yeah, I think so.
Didn't Snyder do Sin City as well?
No, that was Robert Rodriguez, which is my second favorite director of all time. Robert Rodriguez made the best movies too.
Panther God said he's good at adapting great stories. I think Man of Steel, is that what you mean? Man of Steel was a great sci-fi movie, making a failure as a Superman story. Period. He's Michael Bay trying to be Christopher Nolan. Well, that was Christopher Nolan's Man of Steel story. So I don't know what to tell you about that. But Trev Fishbein, Canadian, $5. Snyder is great at cinematography. It's final say on script and dialogue that hurts him. There's a lot of people that feel that way.
I disagree, because look here, when we got BVS and when we got Justice League, you know what those two movies represented? DC trying to hurry up and catch up with Marvel. That's all they was doing. Zack Snyder had it planned out if DC wouldn't have interfered. He had the plan. They was the ones that rushed in Doomsday. You know what Zack Snyder said? There wasn't Doomsday in BVS. Those are his words out of his mouth.
Well, yeah, it wasn't the Doomsday. Yes,
Les Luthor said, here's your Doomsday. But Zack Snyder said that wasn't the real Doomsday. He said the real Doomsday is out there somewhere. But he had to put that in because DC wanted to hurry up and do all those crazy arts, dope arts, like Death of Superman and all them joints. Death of Superman is a movie within itself. You can't rush that.
Now, Emrys says something that, listen, I have to admit, this is true. Snyder still chose Ezra Miller for Barry Allen. That is maybe his greatest fucking failure, to be honest. I think that's a terrible.
It just shows you how
Y'all don't
hardcore
like
the
Ezra?
Snyder cut is, man. You got Ezra Miller running around choke slamming women left, right, and center, man. This movie ain't no fucking joke.
He said choke slam. So who y'all want? Y'all want Gustin to be the Flash?
Nah, I can't stand Gustin. He talks like this, and he's always so sad and cucked because he just wants to be around Iris all the time, and his voice hasn't broken yet. No, I don't like Gustin either.
Who would y'all want to be a Flash though? Because Ezra might be out of there. He might be out of there.
The Flash movie's dead, man. It's been dead. Fuck Ezra Miller. Where'd it go? It jumped on me. Steph says, fuck Ezra Miller. Yeah, fuck Ezra Miller.
Language on that lady, though.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But that's all right. What is this? How dare you, Lethal? Because you talked shit about...
I just want to be around Iris all the time. Motherfucker, Iris is hanging around like 6 dudes right now. I just love her so much. I just want to be around Iris.
We are the Flash, Barry. Yeah.
Oh, look, if that was me, if I was the Flash, and she comes up to me and says, "We are the Flash," I would have slapped her fucking 5,000 times in half a second that she'd have no idea what's up.
All right. So that's basically, well, I'll just do the other one. We also had the story about the Rise of Skywalker editors coming out and basically trashing The Last Jedi, or saying that it doesn't make sense between The Force Awakens and the Rise of Skywalker. Obviously, these people are partial because they're J.J. Abrams editors. They're the ones that edited Force Awakens and they edited Rise of Skywalker. They fucking hate The Last Jedi. People can try to tell me that, and this is the last thing we'll say about this whole Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi shit, but you can try to tell me that J.J. Abrams wasn't taking shots at Rian Johnson. J.J. Abrams can come out and say, yeah, I've got no beef. I don't believe him. It was not veiled shots that he took at The Last Jedi. They were right there for everyone to see. I think it's pretty clear with what everyone else is saying that everyone else sees a clear disconnect between The Last Jedi and the rest of this trilogy. So what are you guys' final thoughts about that?
I think the whole thing's garbage.
There you go. Well said.
My thoughts is you ruined this, man. And it ain't no way. I mean, it's even some little extras I thought that could tweak the trilogy and make it better. Like, for instance, it was no freaking reason why we were introduced to Kylo Ren with a freaking mask and he took it off in the same movie. Just think how menacing Kylo Ren could have been if he kept the mask on all the way through the trilogy to the very end, like he was supposed to do if he was going to be the new Darth Vader.
Yeah,
it could have I ain't gonna say made the movie better. I'm just saying kind of boosted it up because a good villain makes a great movie.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree.
Or makes a good movie.
Intimidating, but I don't think, maybe it's because I'm such a fucking Jason Solo.
But them trashing Luke,
I don't think I was ever gonna like him.
But when they trashed Luke, it was over. It was over.
It was gonna be real. It was over before then. I mean, I had the nostalgia.
Yeah, but Luke is like dropping a nuclear bomb on Star Wars because Luke is Star Wars. When you think Star Wars, you think Luke. I mean, I'm just being real. Yeah, you can say Vader, but when you think of that true hero, you think of Luke Skywalker.
Luke then, but I mean, if I'm gonna be real, I do think it was over before we got to that part.
I'm gonna tell you, Lethal, why I still gave it a shot. Because when I seen Rogue One was incredible to me. Ryan, I know you hate Rogue One.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just don't really appreciate it very much because I think it's a little boring and I think it's a ripoff.
I think Rogue One was the perfect advertisement for The Last Jedi. And that what made me think, okay, if this movie killing it, Last Jedi really gonna kill it. But it didn't, and it was over. You right, Lethal, it was over. Looking back now, it was over way before Luke died. You're right.
And something? I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. That just shows you the nail they put in that coffin.
Yeah, you don't say it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Of course it's not worth it.
I mean, that
Disney
really
Star Wars.
Just stepping out. You know how people will say this, how we'll say this. If you didn't put the Star Wars name on it, it'd be a good movie. Even if you took the Star Wars name off of it, it's still a bad movie. It's still a bad movie. I don't know
anyone that likes it. I've got a few friends that bitched out and went and saw it, and I don't really know anyone that likes it. But I didn't even watch Mandalorian. I don't. That's not Mandalorians. If
Now,
it's Dave Filoni, it ain't Mandalorian. It's a fucking pussy in a helmet.
Now, Lito, I got to go against you on that one because the Mandalorian is absolutely wonderful and it's beautiful and I love it.
The only Mandalorians I represent and acknowledge have the name Karen Travis attached to it.
Yep.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
Okay. Well, and I was just watching too, and this will come into play with fucking Filoni. We'll talk about Filoni next year. Watching episode 7 or season 7, episode 8 of The Mandalorian when Bo-Katan comes back, and the first thing she fucking does is take her goddamn helmet off. Just takes her helmet off. Hey, Ahsoka, it's me, Bo-Katan. Look, you recognize me. I'm showing my face to all these other random women too. What about Mandalorians? They don't take their helmets off. Like, okay, this changes in 15 years, your entire culture. Okay. Yeah. We see how that happens in Rebels. They're taking their helmets off all the time too. But like now, it doesn't make any sense. Anytime you ever see a Mandalorian take their helmet off, you're like, what is this? This fucking random retcon.
Also, they in The Mandalorian, they describe the Jedis as sorcerers from ancient times or something. I mean, they fought with them just 10 years ago.
But you know what? But you know what? You right on that, Steve. But I could take the sorcery thing because a lot of people in the Star Wars realm think the Force is magic or sorcery or whatever. So I could take that, them saying that. Now, do the Mandalorian have some tad bit flaws? Yes, it does. But it's still an awesome show, and I love it. What just irks me a little bit is they really gonna play on Baby Yoda being the main star instead of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, they should fucking call it Baby Yoda.
The Baby Yoda show.
It's so stuffed with inconsistencies, though. I mean, that there's one episode where they run into the Sand People and they trade an electro binocular for safe passage. That should have made that should have made the Tusken Raiders attack because they hate technology on a religious level. It's their thing, so it's like giving them a battery, right?
What if we got a Boba Fett movie that was rated R? Would you be down for that?
From Disney?
Not from these fuckers.
No, not from Disney.
I know, but I'm talking about Disney can put it under like Fox or something.
You mean in an ideal world, if someone did that, then yeah, that'd be awesome. But I think it's safe to say it'll
never happen.
Listen, we thought we were going to get some kind of dark story. This is the darkest it gets. The darkest it's going to get for Disney is a motherfucker being a stepdad for a little Baby Yoda. This is supposed to be their fucking dark series, bro.
Now they're going to give Baby Yoda to Ahsoka, I'm betting, so she can be Ahsoka.
He's going to get cocked from his
Hey, man, I'm going to get killed for this, for saying this. What the freaking deal is with Ahsoka? What is so cool about her?
Nothing. She's been a Mary Sue since 2008.
Why is everybody like, oh, Ahsoka, she's cool? She's freaking boring. She's just another Jedi with a lightsaber. Why is everybody so hyped on Ahsoka for?
I don't know. I've never understood it.
I think she grew on a lot of people. That's kind of what I think. I think that she started off as everyone hating her, like from the beginning. And I think that she just like changed a little bit as a character. They kind of heard that, to be honest. They heard the complaints about Ahsoka, and it took a couple seasons to fix it because they filmed everything a year in advance. And once they did, it got a little better. And people were like, wow, look, she's got a great story arc. She really changed. When in reality, I think just everybody kind of got used to her. Grand Admiral Adams says she went from 13 to 21 in 3 years. I think she's fine. I don't think she's bad. I think she's overrated. What is that? You guys hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
Hold on, let me mute me.
I think it's Fatal. Yeah, I muted him for a second. It disappeared. Yeah, Sky Guy and Snips.
Listen. Oh, I know what it is. I got my freaking cell phone right here. That's what it is.
Yeah. So listen, let's be real. If somebody had walked up to Anakin in front of like his entire battalion and been like, I'm here to put you in line, Sky Guy, he would have chopped that bitch's head straight off. Ain't no way Anakin Skywalker putting up with that shit. But she just creates a lot of problems. I've talked about it a lot, where the existence of Ahsoka if she lives throughout the entire thing, creates so many problems. Even just the fact that Anakin does have a Padawan during this time creates problems when you look at how he interacted with everyone else and how everyone else interacted with him during Attack of the Clones and then Revenge of the Sith. You can't tell me that in Revenge of the Sith, this is a group of Jedi Masters who like held Anakin in respect as an equal. You know, that's because that's kind of what the feeling was like during all of the Clone Wars series. And part of the reason is because he has a Padawan. And it just does not feel that way.
Man, look here. Let's just keep it real.
Look here. Listen.
Anakin don't have a freaking Padawan.
Exactly. I mean, look at how he acts in episode 3. Why would you give that motherfucker a Padawan? You and if he did have a Padawan, how could they possibly deny him going to Master?
You're right. And look at the Jedi Council. They didn't trust Anakin to have a freaking Padawan. He was too emotional.
Exactly. They're all sitting down going, yo, I think this guy's going to skits out. Let's give him a Padawan.
Yeah, let's teach it. As crazy and rash and emotional as he is, let's have a student under him so he can learn the ways too, or she can learn the ways.
The truth is, ever since 2008, Filoni has always been baloney, and people are starting to notice it. And I, for one, and I'm sure Ryan agrees, we feel very, very validated now. All these years of people running around saying, "Oh, Filoni should be in charge. Filoni should be in charge." Now you motherfuckers
and we're sitting there saying, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is the dude that was Disney Light 12 years ago."
Exactly. This crap started back in 2008.
Yeah, and George Lucas was crystal clear on the fact that he wanted Ahsoka to die during Order 66.
Yes.
And Filoni ignored it.
I can't trust George. I can't trust George, y'all, because George, don't get me wrong, George is the king, but George suggested Darth Maul to come back. That was a big ball dropper, too. I said ball dropper.
Resurrection in Star Wars, I think, is just dumb in general. You're talking to someone that never even liked Dark Empire. Once a motherfucker's dead in Star Wars, they should be dead, unless they're a Force ghost or a Sith spirit or something like that. But you should not return in a physical form. And Darth Maul, like, my thing with TCW is I can appreciate it on an entertainment level, but as opposed to fitting into the lore and all that, nah, not at all. Man, literally too angry to die, gets cut in half, falls down a shaft, but he is so mad that he can stay alive.
Yeah, you know what? And later on, even though he survived all that just from being angry, he cries like a schoolgirl when Sidious whips his ass.
Off the top of my head, I am pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Darth Maul is the only Sith we ever see outright beg for mercy.
Yeah. He cries like a bitch.
Please don't hurt me. I am Darth Maul.
I don't but you know what? I do not consider that Darth Maul. The only Darth Maul I consider is the quiet motherfreaker that was in Phantom Menace, period.
Exactly. Darth Maul is he's kind of like the Michael Myers of Star Wars. When he's just standing there being menacing, you're like,
that's a perfect way to describe him.
Yeah, and
the more you learn about him, the more he talks. You're like, he's kind of losing his scary factor every single time he talks.
That's how that's why they dropped the ball with Kylo Ren. When he took off the mask, it was over.
Kylo Ren never had a chance because he's a 2-cent Darth Titus. Kylo never had.
But you know, he could have even been. Kylo Ren could have even been crazy, like losing his mind, being emotional with the mask on, because it would have gave you
a lot scarier.
It would have gave you an unpredictable factor with him. Like, what is this freaker is crazy.
The problem with him, he took the mask off and listen, Adam Driver, there's a certain amount of people out there that think Adam Driver is like a really attractive guy. I think Adam Driver is like the most plain looking dude ever. So he like just takes his mask off. He has this long hair. He looks just fucking really plain and dull. And you're like, this bitch, like this is the dude that we're supposed to be scared of. You're right. David Hervey with a $10 super chat. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Dave.
People like Ahsoka because she's actually developed as a character. We saw her succeed and fail numerous times. You start to see the Clone Wars through her eyes. I agree with some of that, and that is kind of how you see a lot of the Clone Wars. Unlike Rey, who was just given everything. And I think that's true to some extent. I don't know if we see her fail we see her kind of fail, but we also see her succeed like on levels. Like she's able to go like nearly toe to toe with Grievous a couple times in TCW, which I think is just outlandish for her as a Padawan to do. But yeah, you're right. She has a much better arc than Rey. There's no doubt about that. Thank you,
you're
David.
comparing shit to fucking, I don't know, vomit. You're like, one's shit, one's vomit.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly though with Maul, because he gets chopped in half, survives, and then he survives falling down, I don't know, 10 miles down a shaft, and then gets off Naboo without medical aid. Later on, he dies from a simple stab to the stomach.
But he was angry then, remember? He was angry at that moment.
That's true.
I'm suspecting we're going to see Dooku's floating head, because I bet he was angry too.
Yeah, he's out for revenge. That's actually who's going to be the villain in Star Wars 10. Mike Zero just broke the story.
As long as you're angry, it's fine.
You joking, Ryan?
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, because Mike Zero, he make them thumbnails just believe like, oh snap, is that real?
His thumbnail game is fucking great,
bro. His thumbnail game is the best on YouTube. Period.
He spends more time doing that than researching the stories he makes up.
That's true.
The Shepherd for $5 says, Ryan, why do you think the old EU authors haven't returned for the new canon? Since we know the ones who stuck like Filoni, I wonder about Zahn. Well, I think a lot of the reason is they haven't been asked to. I don't think that Lucasfilm wants them working on this stuff. I think it's cheaper to hire non-established people to write the diversity-driven stuff that they're writing. That's my answer. So people like Zahn who are writing, and Zahn is only writing Thrawn. He's basically stuck in this kind of like standalone Thrawn universe that's not really Thrawn, but he's still able to make money off of it. So I think that's where Zahn's coming from, and really that's all he's ever cared about is Thrawn. So
there's been quite a few of them, like Troy Denning. You know, he was polite about it, but every time you interact with him on Twitter, he pretty much just says, "Yeah, look, I'm done with Star Wars." You know, I think a lot of them are actually just, they've had their dash. They've kind of moved on ever since it got rebooted. They want nothing to do with it anymore. I mean, every now and then you'll get someone like Drew Capture. I just butchered his last name. Haven't had my coffee.
Drew Karpyshyn.
Yeah, Drew would come out and he'll just say something like, yeah, I'd love to do a Zana trilogy. And that's all he'll say on the topic.
Yeah.
Echo Base, that's a funny super chat right there.
Yeah, so Echo Base for $5 says, I agree. The whole thing is trash, and I will always view them as very good-looking, shitty, non-fan films.
He said non-fan films. That's the funny part.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking funny.
Echo Base, I'm going to tell you something real quick about Echo Base. I don't know how you did it, sir, but he had a live stream with the biggest YouTubers on YouTube. How did you do that?
He got everybody in there.
Did you see that, Ryan?
Yeah, they had everybody in there, and he got a lot of people to help out with the sequel trilogy documentary, which got over 100,000 views.
Yeah,
those guys are doing some cool stuff.
Echo, let me find out if you really a millionaire, bro. You might be a millionaire behind the scenes. Keep up the good work, man.
But it even Lost Jedi 22 says the old authors don't check enough boxes. And the thing is, like, people like Troy Denning, if you follow Troy Denning on Twitter, that dude is constantly talking politics, literally all the fucking time. But he keeps it out of all his books, like, completely. Yeah. And the fact that he wants nothing to do with this new Star Wars tells you that it's more than just about like any political messaging. It goes like beyond that. It goes on like what they're doing to the lore itself.
Bob Salvatore as well. He's far left, but he kept it out of the novel.
Exactly.
Even his own novels.
If you just read his books, you would never know. You would never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and James Lucino, he only did
Catalyst.
He did Catalyst and Tarkin, right?
But Tarkin's weird because that kind of
Tarkin started
both.
Tarkin was kind of like being written as everything changed over, and they made a couple changes.
But you know what? In a perfect Star Wars world, Tarkin and Thrawn, those are supposed to be the side shows we're supposed to be getting. You know what I mean? Those are supposed to be the shows. The next show's up. After the trilogy is over, then we see the great supporting characters. What was their background? Where did they come from? How did they get to that point? But now they want to give us these made up characters that don't nobody care about because they get more money out of the characters they make instead of the George Lucas characters. Yeah, I said it. it.
Now, we have been like kind of stepping around Filoni. Let's just get into this shit and the reason I say Dave Filoni's agenda exposed. Because a lot of people for years have been saying, yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's trash. I should hand over the keys to Dave Filoni. I've always wondered why Dave Filoni has gotten such a pass. Because, listen, George Lucas, everyone's like, but George Lucas thought of him as a son. He was his right-hand man. George Lucas also decided to leave Kathleen Kennedy in charge of Lucasfilm. You know what I mean? Like, she was right there next to him, too. So
yeah, the guy's gullible.
Yeah, so it's just because George Lucas likes someone isn't necessarily it doesn't mean that they're going to treat Star Wars well.
And it doesn't mean he likes him now.
Yeah, so Dave Filoni has not been the the outlandish, outspoken identity politics person. But he's done a lot of things in regards to canon, in regards to continuity. And I think when you guys see what I'm about to show you, if you're someone who has loved Filoni, if you're someone who
I fell into that trap.
Savior, maybe this will open your eyes just a little bit. And if not,
right, I fell into the trap of being a Dave Filoni because he's the last one that still cares until I start doing my research. And he did a lot of damage with the recent Star Wars.
Filoni cares about Filoni.
True, because he's full of baloney.
Yes.
So this is a page, it's page 35 on The Art of Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. And it's a little bit talking about Rey and how they came to about Rey and the female characters of Star Wars and kind of how they developed some of these things. Let me get a couple of these super chats out of the way that just popped up real quick, and then we'll get into this. Justin Proper for $2 says, burn the Snyder Cut negatives and erase all the files.
Proper, is you just doing that because I'm on the show or you do that all the time?
He does it all the time, but hence him admitting that the Snyder Cut is real.
It's just basic Proper Jeremy. Sorry, I can't call him Proper Jeremy. It's just basic virgin talk from Justin Proper over there.
I respect his opinion, but I disagree.
And Justin, if you keep on, we're going to call you Proper Jeremy again. So stop.
There you go. And then Trev Fishbean for Canadian $5. Filoni's going to be showrunning an Ahsoka series if and when that films. How do you feel about him having full control over in the Manda time era? We will get to all that. I think that the fact that Ahsoka is being brought into everything tells you exactly where we're going with Mandalorian season 2. And it's not going to go well. That's all I'll say. I think people are quickly going to lose hope in that. And
when they announced it, they said the show would have nothing to do with the Jedi or the Force. That's what Filoni and Favreau said. So they didn't have a good plan, I think, when they made it. They just
said what people wanted to hear. They sold everybody. They sold everybody a bill of goods, and everybody fell for it.
Yep.
And they said it was going to be some dark hero. It's going to have nothing to do with the Force, nothing to do with Jedi. We know that's not true anymore. But this is a group of people discussing. They've basically laid the groundwork for episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, whether this is after the release of Force Awakens or whether it is after it's being filmed and they're brainstorming for episodes 8 and 9. This is a discussion between several people. So let's blow it up. Let's read it all for you. I don't want you guys to think I'm taking anything out of context.
Yes, sir.
This is the entire thing.
Because I need to learn this myself. I can't fully grasp. I didn't fully grasp all of it. So I'm excited. I'm listening.
There you go. So Lucasfilm executive corrector Doug Chang wondered, since these 3 films are going to be a female-driven story, where's Leia in episodes 8 and 9? As Luke's twin, she should have the Force. Maybe she's the nurturing character that overcomes the final evil. Maybe that's the thing we're missing. So you can tell from this discussion that it is clearly like a brainstorming session between these people at Lucasfilm. Pablo Hidalgo. I could imagine her being the one to break through to our villain. Dave Filoni. So for all you people that say that Dave Filoni has his own separate thing, Dave Filoni's not involved at Lucasfilm other than he just does his thing. He does the Clone Wars, he does Rebels, he does Resistance. He's part of this brainstorming session for the sequel trilogy. So let's not pretend that he's not involved. Dave Filoni. Oh, I love that. I love too that I look back down this table. We're presided over by Padme, because there's a picture of Padme on the wall. There's a powerful idea there about this matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominantly patriarchal in male heroes, Zeus, Hercules, everything else. So, right? So you start to walk down this path of things, you know, if this was said by Ryan Johnson, you would have literally 1 million YouTube videos out there.
You right.
Talking about this. This is why I say I feel like there's a double standard with Filoni.
But Ryan, what was that last sentence? Matriarchy. What was he talking about? What did he say?
So there's a powerful idea about this matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominantly patriarchal in male heroes.
Huh.
Right. So again, if this was said by anyone else, we'd have a discussion, but it's Filoni, so he gets a pass. And this in and of itself is not the end of the world necessarily. Could just be talking. But let's go on and look a little more. What happens with Kylo and what he does to his father is structurally not a redeemable act. There's no coming back from that the way he does it currently. Now, that again, I think that tells you that maybe Dave Filoni hasn't watched Star Wars. The entire fucking original trilogy, and when you look back, the prequels too are about the fall and redemption of Anakin Skywalker after killing younglings, after killing countless number of people, after bringing down the Republic. Anakin Skywalker was redeemed at the end. So to say that Kylo Ren can't be redeemed, you know,
choked the hand of his son too.
Yeah, exactly. To then say that Kylo Ren can't be deemed for killing Han, I think is a little bit insane.
Right, before you go on, I think we're going to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to Matt Wilkins, who was probably the first person on YouTube to start calling out this furry motherfucker.
That is true. Matt Wilkins was on top of this from the start. Now, I don't believe he has called him a furry, but he is the one that coined the phrase Filoni baloney. He said Dave Filoni. He called him that back in 2014. So yes, Matt Wilkins was right on about him all the time.
While we got you here, do you mind doing a quick Filoni baloney voice about talking about wolves?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I just think that wolves are really cool. I think wolves are the best animal, mostly because they have knots, if you know what I mean. And it feels really good. That's why I put wolves in everything. I wear shirts with wolves. I have Ahsoka wear things with wolves on them. I just think that I'm glad George Lucas handed me Star Wars. That's my Filoni impression. There you go.
It's so spot on.
Let me get a couple of these super chats before we move on to the rest. Look, Abu Nas, maybe Abu Nas wants on too. But let me read these real quick. Almond John 1 for $5. Off topic, just want to let the feminists know I'm having fun getting my male gaze on with Final Fantasy VII Remake Tifa. Well, I think
blow me up, Ryan.
I think we all are, Almond John. There you go. I think this person understands you very well. Look at that Tifa.
Yeah, who was this? Almond John. You and me, man. Kindred spirits.
There you go.
You know what? I don't be on video games like that anymore because they making them too fun and too addictive.
Yeah, this one's
no, I'm serious because you be playing them video games and you get deep into the world and you really start believing that you're that character. And then what makes it even worse, you win trophies, bro. And that does something like, I think that's like similar to hitting a line of cocaine because it get those endorphins jumping in your brain. Like, seriously, that's why I'm not the type of person that can play video games because I get deep into it and then I start winning those trophies. And then when I'm like outside of the game, like at work or something, I'll be thinking about what else can I achieve. I'll be thinking sometimes I'll be thinking, okay, my brain is being tricked into a digital world. I should be trying to achieve like making $1 million or something. You know what I mean? I'm talking to a full panel of gamers right now. They like, freak this freak. I'm just a steel play.
I don't give a shit. I basically only play on stream now. I don't really have any time to do it any other time. But speaking of streaming and gaming and Twitch, Biggles Mets for $2. Younglings Dying is my favorite Star Wars thing. Yeah, they fucking deserved it for shooting their mouths off.
It's Padme's favorite thing too.
That is true.
You slaughtered them like animals.
Yeah,
and then
fucking...
What are you gonna say?
Look, I really, really don't like Padme. I have a lot of bad things to say, and it's a full
can be annoying. You know what? This is the keep it real live stream, and
if you want to keep it real, that bitch is responsible for the death of billions, man. There is so much blood on her hand.
I liked it better when she was the Empress or whatever she was in the first one.
The Queen.
I liked it better before.
Yeah,
she
the Queen of
for everyone.
I like when she was the Queen. I liked it when she was the Queen of Naboo because she didn't talk that much. See,
yeah, you didn't even know who she fucking was. The first,
that's the way it should be. Yeah. We have her to thank for the rise of an evil galactic empire, Darth Vader, and the destruction of Alderaan. She is responsible for the deaths of billions.
Had Anakin simping after her for a decade.
Also, she had a
statutory rape. He was 9.
Was that Steve?
She let Jar Jar Binks represent her in the Senate.
Bro, I watched a video with Fanatics of Film. He had a dude on there. He broke down Jar Jar being Plagueis so wonderful and so beautifully. It made me start scratching my brain on if Jar Jar really was Plagueis. No,
the Darth Jar Jar theory, yeah.
Ryan, I'm serious. You think I'm joking? You really think I'm joking? But if you hear this dude, the way he breaks it down, it made me think if Jar Jar really is Plagueis.
Well, I mean, it would have to be like one of those. God, what do they call that when?
Because Plagueis was still,
yeah.
But Plagueis was still alive during Phantom Menace, right?
Yes, all the way up to basically the day before Palpatine gets sworn in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Fanatics of Film, find him to find that guy because that dude there he's sick, man.
Yeah, let's check it out. Abu Nas for $5. 3 of the 4 Horsemen is killing it tonight. Someone is missing. Lol. Anyway, please expose Filoni for the fraud he is and release the Snyder Cut.
Abu Nas dismissed me like I was nothing.
Ooh, well, Abu should check his DMs so that we can, put all the Horsemen together there.
Well, am I still an intern? I need to bump up because
No, you're bumped up. You're good. You're good.
Bumped, man. You got bumped.
So can I be can I be like the general manager or something of the Force Horsemen, or can I be like a substitute or what?
Oh yeah, you're just one of it. You're just one of us now.
Okay, well, I'm the unknown. I'm the unofficial Force Horseman. I'll take that.
There you go. I like it. Terminus EST for $5 says, if Filoni's married, then I'm sure he has his wife cosplay as Ahsoka for sexual role play while he's on all fours wearing a wolf fursuit. Damn. I don't know if he'd be into Ahsoka or not. I think maybe he'd want his wife to dress up as the wolf or just bring the dog in instead of his wife. But that's a good point, Terminus. And thank you for the super chat. And then we have another $5 super chat from Sarah Johnson. Thank you, Sarah. She says, Shmi Skywalker was never a parent to Anakin, and Padme was grooming Anakin to be the perfect husband. # blame Padme. Blame Padme.
He was 9. She knew what she was doing. He's a slave boy who's known nothing but pain his entire life. And along comes this princess. And he's like, hey, what do we got here, eh? 20 years later, the motherfucker's had his ball sack melted off, is relying on a suit to live, and is just cruising around the galaxy, blowing up planets and killing people.
I like how out of all the body parts, you said his ball sack got burnt up.
He has asthma, too.
That's true. He'd be really susceptible to corona, to be real.
Am I the only person in the world when you saw Return of the Jedi and Vader took off his mask, you was like, dang, that's him?
Well, I was like, what the fuck?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, dang.
I wasn't old enough when I saw it to be like, oh, that sounds like a black guy. I wasn't old enough to like think that, you know what I mean?
I was on this level, Ryan. When he took the mask off, I was like, dang, that's RoboCop.
Oh, speaking of the 4 Horsemen.
RoboCop.
I
Speaking
thought
of
that, you know how RoboCop got like the face and bald up here, but he got the machinery in the back.
Oh yeah, hey, we got another member of the Four Horsemen here, Abu Nas. How you doing, brother?
Hey, thank you, brother, for popping me in at the last minute. I was like, God damn, we gotta cost some money to get up there with superstars, huh? That's what it takes now. You gotta pay to play, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Every
Hey,
time all it takes.
This don't turn into the.
Actually, I wasn't expecting it. I'm in the kitchen cooking dinner right now. Got my little baked chicken and string beans and home fried mashed potatoes. I put together myself. Kind of proud of this actually.
Oh yeah,
kitchen doing my thing, man. You know, I'm all purpose, man. I talk about Star Wars, the Snyder Cut, punk ass Dave Filoni, and I can burn in the kitchen.
Nice, man, nice. Well, we are about to finish going through Dave Filoni's fucking shit right here.
Please continue.
And we're gonna expose even more. So we'll hit this last super chat. We did get a super sticker from Matt G. I think I'll have to verify.
What up, Matt G?
I think it's one of those unicorn rainbow super stickers. That's what it usually is from Matt G. But I'll verify. And then we got Bruce.
Snyder Cuts don't exist. The Snyder Cuts don't exist. You have a better chance of finding a unicorn rainbow with leprechaun and before you see that exist.
But guess what, Abu? A leprechaun is riding a unicorn horse right now.
Get it ready to bust you in the head with a shillelagh.
I'm looking for Matt's super sticker. I know it's about to pop up here, but I'll read this one from Bruce Lombardo for $10. For those of you enjoying the religious holiday, happy Easter. Be sure to visit Ryan's merch store. He has mugs, which should be in all Fandom Menace homes. There's plenty of pixelation for everyone. Well, thank you, Bruce. I do appreciate that. And we do have the rainbow unicorn sticker from Matt G. Thank you, Matt. And Bruce, I do appreciate you buying the Pixel Ryan shirt and the mugs. And I am proud of that merch store. So thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna have to peep that out. So you took advantage of it, huh?
I tried to. Yeah, I tried to.
Man, they was riding you hard for like 2 or 3 months with that pixelated.
That's true. They were. Yeah. And then Steph put the link there in chat right there. So thank you, Steph. Now let's get to the rest right here of what Filoni says. So Filoni obviously talking about matriarchy versus patriarchy. If you missed it, talking about how it's really cool, the idea of this sequel trilogy being the matriarchy coming to subvert the patriarchal heroes. And he said that Kylo can't be redeemed with what he's done, but we've never seen a woman try to do that before. Maybe she could redeem him. Again, this is from Filoni. Now, John Knoll, who's one of the writers for Rogue One, and is also a visual effects guy, says, the super intriguing setup in Empire. That boy is our only hope. No, there is another. I felt cheated in in Return of the Jedi that this really didn't go anywhere. But maybe Yoda is really talking about what happens with Leia in 30 years in the future. So,
can I chime in something?
Yes, please.
They're talking about how a woman should be able to redeem a guy.
Yes.
And that it's not been done before. Didn't Bastila redeem Revan?
I would say so. I would say
they don't know nothing about that. They don't know about that.
They don't know what that means. You're talking another language to them.
Yeah, the most popular.
Do y'all think that movie coming though? Do y'all think we're gonna get that movie?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I either way, I won't see it, but I don't think it's coming.
That one almost have to be a rated R Star Wars movie, man.
Nah, you could get away with that being PG.
That's gonna suck, though.
If you can have Revenge of the Sith be what rated PG,
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna screw up Revan if they go anywhere near him.
Agreed, completely agreed. So, but John Knoll's basically saying that he felt ripped off in Jedi because, Luke actually went ahead and fulfilled everything that needed to happen. Luke redeemed his father. Anakin fulfilled the prophecy. So he felt cheated that he never got to hear about Leia. But the thing with Disney Star Wars is the fact that they're trying to pretend like this never happened. They ruined Anakin's redemption. They want to pretend like Luke never actually did anything important. So they are moving on from that part. And so John Knoll says, I felt cheated. Maybe Yoda's talking about what Leia does 30 years in the future as the new hope, basically, the last hope. David Filoni's response to him saying that, to John Knoll basically saying, let's fucking subvert everyone's expectations and what we've known about the original trilogy. Let's change the original trilogy. Dave Filoni says, I love that. We should shift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan of this entire trilogy. I don't even think it hurts that she's not primarily the mentor figure in 7, The Force Awakens, because like John had been saying, the audience expectation is so on Luke. So tell me who you think this sounds like. The audience expectation is on Luke. So let's subvert it. Let's make it Leia. And when that proves not to be true, it's way more powerful. These are words coming from Dave Filoni, guys.
Then why the hell do they do a novel where Leia refuses any Force training? That novel is canon.
Oh, well, it's just
where did this come from? Somebody had a tape recorder or something?
These are transcripts from a meeting. This is in The Art of Rise of Skywalker.
Dang, that's crazy though.
Exactly. So
hey, but that made me kind of be weary about Jon Favreau now.
That's not Jon Favreau. That's John Knoll.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying. You know how everybody's like Jon Favreau. That's our last hope. He rock with them dudes. He with them dudes all the time. So he could be saying that same stuff too behind closed doors.
It's clear that Filoni is basically in charge more than Favreau, because Ahsoka is going to be in The Mandalorian.
That's true.
I have a question about all this. All right, look, it's widely known that there's this public misconception that Filoni is actually good and is liked and respected and is the savior of Star Wars. Why would you publish this in a book that can be sold to the public?
True.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't think they understand the ramifications of like what they're putting out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they understand it.
That would imply that they're actually thinking.
This is like a criminal going on a live stream and just admitting to all their crimes.
But this is what I'm wondering. What happened to the people that was all behind the original trilogy and the prequels? Had these motherfuckers just died off and retired? What happened to those people? Because now it seems like with this new trilogy, you just got a brand new group of people.
They're all hanging out with James Luceno, sitting down, drinking gin and tonic and laughing their fucking asses off.
Well, listen, so we're going to finish reading Dave Filoni's statement, and then Kiri Hart is next. So Kiri Hart is here too.
Who is Kiri Hart? The chick with the mask?
Kiri Hart is...
That's the chick with the mask in Rise of Skywalker, ain't it?
She's a diversity hire.
No. She's, yeah, you'll see.
Hold on, let me Google her while y'all reading that.
Let's call her Kathleen Kennedy Minis Me.
Oh, I know who y'all talking about now.
Right. So anyway, so Filoni, what you really see, and it's not like laid out clear, but this to me is the first iteration of someone saying, you know what, we should subvert everyone's expectations. Luke should not be the mentor. Leia should be the focus of this sequel trilogy. She should be the one with that Obi-Wan role, because we know that one of the things they were doing was working off of George Lucas's treatments, which has Luke basically be the Obi-Wan of the sequel trilogy.
You know, it's starting to look like these people made Ryan do what he did. Ryan Johnson.
That's what it sounds like to me too. They sound like the Jedi Council talking to Anakin right now. That's what it looked like to me. You right, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe there was a little more planning than we thought. Maybe we haven't been giving them enough credit for the planning that was going on behind the scenes. Maybe this idea did come from some prominent members of Lucasfilm and not Kathleen Kennedy. But the people here, Dave Filoni, Kiri Hart, Pablo Hidalgo, are all having this discussion, this brainstorming idea about what should happen with Leia and Luke in episodes 8. So, and we're not even finished here. So he basically says we should shift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan. The expectation, the audience expectation is for it to be Luke. And when that proves not to be true, it's way more powerful. It's dangerous because it makes it so about the women of Star Wars. Something to me says that's right. but listen to the rest of it. There's something happening culturally. This is all Dave Filoni's words. You look at birth, regeneration, the world itself needing healing. All of those things are emblematic of the mother character in myth. They're all matriarchal things. Mother Earth itself, global warming is a hot topic. George was...
That's a Stig line. That's a
George,
Stig line there.
George was always so...
This is trash.
George, yes, it is. George was always so good at tapping into what's happening in culture, and he hits it with us. The idea that we have Leia, a mother character who needs healing in her own right, that's something we can go into in a deeper way.
I know you're trying to read it, but that you freaked me up with that first line when you said, make Leia the Obi-Wan. Why? She wasn't even training like that in the movies.
Yeah, she should be Obi too.
Did y'all notice that between the three new movies, we didn't even see Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan play a big crucial part in Star Wars. So why the freak would you make Leia the new Obi-Wan? That's stupid.
Yeah, and Filoni is going right against George Lucas's vision right there, because George said probably 700 times that after Return of the Jedi, Luke became the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy.
Yes, sir.
He said this over and over and over again. It wasn't Leia like Filoni wants it.
And did you see Leia beat him in the training? She beat him in. I almost threw a rock. I don't know where I was going to get a rock at, but I was going to take that rock and throw it smooth through the movie.
Handle him like he wasn't nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. And he looking up surprised like, yeah.
Yeah, but this chick is talking about what they said. Oh, I didn't, complete my whole training. This is what they said. I never got to finish my training because I was having a baby. So all of a sudden we see Rise of Skywalker. She's sitting up there teaching Mary Sue Ray, doing Mary Sue Ray shit, and Sith lightning because she had to learn that from somebody. What the fuck? She read a book. She checked out a holocron.
But check that out, bro. You got to. I really try to look deeper into stuff. What was the point in showing us Leia beating Luke in training? What was the point in that? Like, why did they put that in the script?
Because if you build Carrie Fisher to be in the movie that unfortunately our princess passed away 2 years prior, then you got to do something with computers and everything else to try to make it look like she was necessary in the movie. When I told people way back when JJ was first filming this back in 2018 in October, I said, they putting Carrie Fisher in there, but she's passed away. What can you do? You can't do anything but do copy and paste of whatever it is that she filmed when she was alive, but she's not there. You got to suspend your belief thinking that she's a part of this movie when she's not. That means you're only going to have her in a handful of scenes, and whatever voice dialogue that she may have is going to be very short. So you put her in there in the training montage. Did she say anything? Did she do anything other than have the stand-ins do the actual lightsaber, touching of sticks, and then Luke go on the ground, when he became Jake. And then you pulled up the thing, and then it was Leia. Like I said, we know computers, man. We know the trickery.
And the computers,
there's no point.
And the computers are absolutely garbage trash. You mean to tell me you spent millions on that thing? You spent millions on Luke and Leia looking young, and it still look bad? It still look bad.
All of Olay. Yes. Yes, you got to make them look young because it was bad. It was a flashback. You know what it is, and you got to have lots of flashbacks to try to explain this.
They should have did it like Ninja Turtles.
Meanwhile,
put them in the dark.
Meanwhile,
so we can't see their faces.
Meanwhile, the writers of the whole damn of the book, they taking notes. They was like, okay, well, we're gonna explain this when we write the book. Money. That's what it is. Ching ching. Try to get your dollars and cents, man. To just try to make sense out of this debacle. Then we reading this shit. It's like, well, you still doing the women good, men bad, nasty bastards. What is this? We already know that Leia was quote-unquote training Rey, but when she did the Sith lightning, you know what? When she did that shit, I should have just, put the alarm in our head, this bitch ain't a Skywalker. Skywalkers don't throw Sith lightning. Who could she actually be?
One more rant that I had with Rise of Skywalker. This the last one, Ryan, because I know you got to finish up read super chats and all that. Great stuff. But you know, usually when you're a Force ghost, you turn into a Force ghost right after you die. Why was Leia sitting there dead? And then 30 minutes into the movie, she didn't decide to turn into a Force ghost.
Well, obviously, her training did not cover going into the Force afterlife, pretty much. But lo and behold, at the end, she's chilling with Luke in the in another world of the Force. Like, yes, sir, Bob. We all chilling together. That's a technique you have to learn. Yoda had to teach it to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan had to teach it to no, he didn't teach it to Luke, but his writings and Anakin being the chosen one because of the midichlorians.
No. So there's in the novelization to Return of the Jedi, there's a section in it where while Darth Vader's sitting there dying, he's like basically becoming one with the Force or whatever, and Obi-Wan appears to him and says, "I have one last lesson to teach you."
So it was an old novelization.
I think it's the novelization Return of the Jedi. It may be another book, but it's definitely in there. I remember this scene from somewhere.
Well, if it's before the prequels, then I guess I can understand that. I was just basing off of that because he was the chosen one and because he was created, by the Force through the midichlorians, that his power was such that he could transcend through all of that regardless. But then again, maybe that's what made the lesson that Obi-Wan taught him much more easier because
even the chosen one needed fucking training. What do you know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Trained for 10 years to be a badass.
I'm glad you said that. OG Star Wars, she in the chat. I asked her that question. A lot of people had a question if he the chosen one, why he get his butt kicked all the time. Because he's going through the journey just like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Not super bitch Mary Sue Ray.
Just because he has a fucking leg up, just because he's inherently more powerful doesn't mean shit. You still have to train. You can still get your ass kicked by Count Dooku.
And Ryan, that's so important to the story because when I was younger, I always wanted the hero to just kick butt through the whole movie. But guess what? That would make a bad movie because you got to go through that hero's journey. That's how we relate to the characters. That's why we like Luke Skywalker because he got his butt handed to him in Empire Strikes Back.
Just remember, Rocky Balboa lost his fight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you know what? He did. I mean, Mary Sue Ray probably went through her hero's journey. She picked up. She picked up the Millennium Falcon, mastered that. She traveled with Han Solo. Mastered that. She made machinery to make the Falcon go faster, mastered that. Got to the planet and, she had the little blaster pistol and everything, mastered that. Got in the ship with Kylo. Kylo tried to do the Force, the Force rape and she just, resist that. Told him that he was a sucker and you baby Darth Vader, you can never be him, mastered that. I mean, she did everything, the fucking lightsaber battle with Kylo, beat his ass, mastered that.
Meanwhile, when it comes to Finn, he mastered nothing.
But running,
that's right. Finn
running his ass off.
We do need to get to these super chats here, guys. And Letha, you also need to take off, right?
Yeah, I gotta get going. You lads,
I gotta take off too in about 30 minutes. I gotta take off too.
Well, that's about when we should be wrapped up. So,
okay,
should be good by then.
Well, let's rock.
But Lethal, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you. Got any last words?
Told you. Filoni was always trash.
Yeah, buddy.
Lethal, we got to get together and do some more stuff together, man. Because we rarely live stream and stuff. Nah, he left.
Yeah, he fucking bounced. He gone.
Hey, he left quick.
Wow. Right. Cold-blooded. That was some cold-blooded shit right there.
I know. He probably left while I was talking. I want to hear Fatal J. Bye.
Lost Jedi 22 for $2 says, no, they hired Ryan because he thought like they did. And that was when we were talking about, wow, I wonder whose idea it really could have been, Ryan's or the story groups. Great point, Lost Jedi. Matt G for $5. What will it take for Star Wars to tank and not be made in any way, shape, or form for 20 years so it could be totally reborn one day?
That's what they should do.
Maybe a worldwide pandemic that lasts for months and months and months. I don't know. Maybe something like that. It would need. So listen, even though Rise of Skywalker was a huge disappointment, it still made $1 billion. It was still about this much profitable. I'm sure they do still think that they're still going to force charge ahead with all of their shit. So it's going to take a little more of a failure for this. You need a couple more solos, to be honest.
I don't even think that, man. Let me put my tinfoil hat on real fast. Disney is not going to let any movie they put out flop, period.
Yeah.
They got too much money for that. That's
we
just
just
me.
saw the Harrison Ford one with the dog. Now, technically, that was like Searchlight Studios or whatever, but it's still Disney.
It flopped?
Yeah, it lost like maybe $50 to $100 million.
That must be a tax write-off.
And Solo lost money too. Last Jedi 22 with another super chat for $2 says Frodo Skywalker was always falling on his butt. Yeah, Luke fucking fell on his ass a bunch, including in The Last Jedi and in Rise of Skywalker, especially when fucking Leia handed him that loss, that L. Darkside Droids, what's up, Darkside Droids? Good to see you here for $10. Says, when asked about Leia's Jedi training, J.J. Abrams responded by saying, I don't know what happened. I shit my pants.
I shit my pants.
You know, Ray actually learned how to swim too on the first try, despite having grown up in the desert.
What? Considering she grew up on Jakku, I don't think there's too many fucking swimming pools.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? We need to really put J.J. Abrams right up there with Rian Johnson, bro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people give him slack, though.
Yeah. You know what? I gave him only a little bit of slack because he did reach out to George Lucas and say, George, please help us. Jesus Christ, we're in trouble. And George said, you know what? I'll do what I can, man.
I don't build JJ no slack, though, because Ryan put me on game. That Colin Trevorrow, that was going to be a dope ending to the Star Wars franchise.
But JJ didn't have no control over Trevorrow getting in Kennedy's ass talking about, what the fuck is this, man? You got Rian Johnson up here having Luke sucking titties and fucking Leia flying out in space. What the hell is this? That doesn't roll with my script. I mean, this was supposed to be a connective thing. I wrote my script before Ryan was starting to film. I told him, what are you doing? And he ran to you, he's hiding under your skirt. And you're like, well, Colin, we just have a differences of opinion. I like Ryan better. And then, you know what, bitch, fuck you, I'm out. And that's it. He left for creative differences. Creative differences? That's a fancy way of saying that Colin wasn't in for the bullshit. I'm not going to sit up here and write all of this and really put Luke, because remember, his original script, he finished it and he showed it to Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley. Mark Hamill was like, holy shit, this was the bomb. Daisy Ridley started crying. She said this was beautiful. Beautiful. Look what happened. Poor JJ. He didn't have, like I said, he didn't have no real control over that. And the only reason I gave him a little bit of slack, because like I said, he had the good presence of mind to go to George Lucas and oh God. All right, it's okay, kid. It's all right. Let's get this shit rolling and we get it popping. They got it popping, filmed a couple of things. He tried to insert the little sequel trilogy thing on there, his thing. And then when he got it back to Disney, JJ, I can't understand this shit. What is it? The fucking midichlorian, the journals of the will? What the fuck is this shit, man? Come on, man. We trying to get money, man. You JJ Abrams, you gave us $2 billion. Can we get $2 billion, please? So we can get the fuck out of here? They already knew they was in a sinking ship. So, and then he was like, come on, we had George. Oh, fuck George Lucas, man. Stop it. We already in August. We already in August 2019, man. Just film all this shit over here. Put this in there. Put Mary Sue Ray. Get the black chick and let her be Billy D's daughter. Just throw it in there. Mix it up. Put it to the public. And it's a wrap, man. It's not shit. I got bitches in the car, man, trying to get laid, man. Come on, man. Can you help me, JJ? Well, okay. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Get your ass out of here. Go ahead, go film. Fuck out of here with this. But yeah, exactly. That's what you got in the theater.
I still don't understand why they so freaking bloodsuckers for the money, because you got all the money in the world.
Well, they used to. Yeah, used to. Disney is hemorrhaging money like crazy.
But let's just pretend before all this stuff went down, you got all the money in the world. Why not focus on the creativeness? Why not focus on that? Because I'm telling you, Colin was going to bring the pain.
He
was
was.
going to bring Luke Skywalker.
Make
into
him the
scene
focus.
again.
They was going to let him go out like a champ.
Yes.
Like a champ. That's all we wanted.
Yeah.
Stephen Wainwright, he did the art. He did the collage of Luke, Han, Leia. He said, missed opportunities. Why couldn't we just have a scene? That's all I wanted. And they crucified him for that shit.
Yeah.
They literally crucified him. Why? Because he wanted to hang with his friends one last time? Was that so hard? Was that so difficult, Ryan? Was that so painfully hard? Nah, you did 30 minutes of Candlelight and you told us in the DVD extras that I didn't have time to give Han Solo a proper funeral. I got Candle. All right, that's good. That's good. Because we really knew what the deal was. Meanwhile, these 18 to 25-year-olds, bi, LGBT, non-binary, super binary, I don't know which way I'm swinging today, but I might swing binary tomorrow. So they all on down on this shit like, oh, you bastards, you men of trash. You are such, oh God, I wish the earth would explode and all men was dead and all women will be free of your... Yeah, like I said, these are the people that you want to cater to and get that money from. But the problem is, Pilgrim, is that there not enough of these people that you want to get the type of money to keep your hoes, your hookers, your alimony payments, your paternity test payments, everything else that you're getting ready to need money for that you're not going to get because you're not treating your fans correct, man. Not on it like that. But the Phantom Menace is, the Four Horsemen is always on it. So, like I said, man, y'all rolled the dice and you came up craps. Not my fault, homie. That's the way the ball bounces, or how the force bounces at this point.
There you go. And Matt G for $2. He has found Rey's. Oh no, I guess maybe that's Kylo's journey here. In a deleted scene, Rey gave Kylo a wedgie. I do think that's true. Of course, you'd have to actually purchase The Rise of Skywalker to get that. So sorry, never gonna see
it, man. Get that shit on bootleg. Deleted scenes will be on bootleg even faster. Come on.
I still got it in my Google Drive. Price is Right review for $2. Abu, my man, always a pleasure seeing you on streams.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Price is Right. Salute to you, brother. Like I said, I have to thank my Four Horsemen brother for put me on here. Stick Kenobi gets a big shout out, and I'm sorry I left you out on the super chat. I was trying to type this thing so fast, but I love you, brother. So we was hanging together hardcore last night.
Hold on, Stick, you dead? You dead?
No. I'm listening. I've actually been on quite a few streams with Abu lately.
Yeah, man, you've been rocking it hardcore, man.
Well, people used to think that you guys were still the same person, that you were the same person. So, because you'd never appeared in a room together. So you just had to dispel those rumors.
Yeah, because our accents.
Like Superman, huh?
Yeah, our accents are so similar, right?
Exactly. We got Lightstreak567 for a $2 super chat. Doesn't say anything, but thank you very much, Lightstreak. Appreciate the support. And then we have VS Studios for $5. I still say a Cade Skywalker movie could have been the Iron Man of the Star Wars Cinematic Universe that Disney tried to create but failed.
That would have never happened.
It would have been
would have never happened.
It would have been interesting because it would have been an adaptation of a comic book, much like Iron Man is, but it would have been set so far in the future. I think Cade Skywalker is a great character. I think the Legacy comic book series is great.
We need a Broom Boy movie.
Fuck Broom Boy.
Oh, jeez. Don't even talk about that hack. No, fucking now he got the Force when the credits start rolling. He did this, and it was like, I was like, whatever, man. Ain't nobody thinking about no Broom Boy, fucking Mop and Glow girl, fucking Swifter twins. Ain't nobody thinking about these people. Shit. Ryan, are you still doing your trilogy? Crickets. Crickets. No, ain't nobody saying nothing about that. That shit
That would be
dead in the water.
ironic, though, if you have like Finn wiping the floor with Broom Boy, given that he's a janitor.
Meanwhile, we got these kids on Twitter talking about, but Poe and Finn needs to be together.
What is that fucking what's the fucking ship name for them? It's like Storm Pilot. Pilot.
Storm Pilot.
Yeah, that's what it is. Storm Pilot.
Oh God. That's why John Big Dick Boyega is like trolling these kids hard right now. hard. It just got them all and they feeling stressed the fuck out, ready to burn his posters, his action figures, all of that. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I was waiting. He said, I was waiting for this shit to be over so I could stream on it. Because I ain't fucking up. Yeah, because he said, I ain't fucking up my money behind this shit. I got to play the role. And free Kelly Marie Tran. He probably deep inside, he's like, I don't give a fuck about that bitch. Shit. I don't even know her. I don't even know her. So I'll have to play that role. I'm going to get some hate. I know that. I see my brother Abu Nasi screaming on me hard. Brother, just have faith in me, brother. I'm going to come back stronger than ever. I was calling him Soyeg and all that. But he was standing strong. He was like, yeah, I know I deserve it, but I'm playing the role, man. Because when I'm getting ching ching, I'm getting that bread. I'm going to stack my bread up, and then I'm going to go to Netflix. I'm going to blow up. So I'm gonna let them keep thinking I like this piece of shit. Cause Mark Hamill even put him on there, man. How do you not be in a film with Mark Hamill when you do Luke Skywalker dirty, and then the whole Twitter space that you don't think he look at the Twitter post and like, yeah, man, they did it like real dirty like a motherfucker. And then this poor Daisy Ridley just have to just go through the motions. That's why Adam Driver kept his mouth shut, man. You ain't no fun. He don't do no interview, nothing. He just went, did his thing. He said, I already know Kylo is a little bitch emo boy. I'm gonna play that role, get my bread, and I'm getting the fuck out. That's what everybody did. Rise of Skywalker got paid, did they lines, cut, print. I'll be in my trailer. I'm out.
That's right. Oh. Now I got so again, there are some people who are coming in and asking basically what about Filoni? They might have missed that part. We'll do one little recap here. I want to hear you guys, or I want to tell you guys exactly what Dave Filoni said in regards to the sequel trilogy. Before we will move on.
A video clip for you too in your inbox.
Oh yeah, I can actually play a little bit of that. Let's listen Dave Filoni's own words. Basically some of the changes that he made and how he kind of like tricked George Lucas into allowing him to do a couple things. We should do that right now. Good idea, Stieg. Good idea. Share the audio on that. Now, this is from Captain Fordo over on his channel, and he says why Star Wars The Clone Wars doesn't fit in Legends. But this is part of Dave Filoni. This is why so many people, if you're following the EU, have not liked Dave Filoni for a long time.
Of The Wrong Jedi, Filoni says some pretty startling stuff about going against George Lucas's wishes, like in this one you're about to see. Filoni explains that he knew George wouldn't approve of a certain way he cut the episode, deliberately not showing what he intended to add when showing the rough cut of the episode to George.
Every episode of The Clone Wars ends the same way, with that ring. Right? How many times have you been sitting at home watching the show and you get kind of, hopefully, if I've worked into a nice emotional state, and then you're just smacked right out of it by that ring out. For years, I've been trying to get rid of it. Not on every episode. It's fine. But just on certain episodes, I thought this arc was the arc where it had to happen. And I knew it as soon as I read the scripts, and as soon as George sat down and we came up with the idea, I sat there and I thought to myself secretly, this episode's going to fade out to black. I know George now. And I'm like, there's no way I can sell this to him when we watch it in a rough cut. It's not going to happen. So when he watched the rough cut for the first time, I didn't put it on there.
Cinematic decisions weren't the only thing Dave liked sneaking behind the big man's back, as you're about to witness. On the subject of a major plot point, the fate of Ahsoka, Filoni deliberately went against George Lucas's wishes and kept Ahsoka alive.
I don't think it's a
Now, I've played this clip on my channel like a fucking million times, and here it is again for you guys.
History that I've always been a bit more in the Ahsoka lives camp. And George has been very full on in the Ahsoka dies camp. I think I've said that before, if not revelation for you.
He admits George wanted her dead, yet she lives, which makes one wonder just how much of the changes, retcons, and full-on misportrayals of EU events, characters, and cultures were actually George Lucas's ideas or Dave Filoni's.
And yeah, exactly. So he does go on in that little quote too to kind of explain like that George wanted her to die in Order 66, but
he basically lied to George Lucas and tricked him. It's right there.
Yep, exactly.
And he basically, he admitted it in a damn interview for everybody to fucking see.
Yeah, and he was proud of it too.
Yep.
Well,
and he's still, that's the thing. He's been doing this for forever.
I wish
it's not a recent thing.
I wish I would have known.
You know what? He don't even notice the small details that fans love. We love hearing that. Dun, 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 dun,
all of that is
end.
iconic. That's what draws us in back into that universe. This fucking dickhead.
I don't
actually
think
how long you worked in Lucasfilm, you know that's iconic.
2008.
He just want the check, bro. He don't care. He just want the check.
There's another one too. I don't remember where I saw it, but they were gonna have the Force spirits of Bane, Revan, and another one.
That would have been sick.
Yeah.
So this was during.
Only canceled it because he felt the Sith should be spirits.
This was during the Mortis arc. When all the weird shit was going on, they were going to have the spirits of basically spirits of Revan and Bane appear during that arc, and it was all animated out and everything. And then Filoni basically convinced George to cut it out because he kind of like Steve said, he wasn't sure about the ramifications and what it would mean, so they did cut that part out.
But you know what?
do you mean? Half of the people that watches Star Wars already knows about. Oh God! All right.
But you fellas is right though. You know what? I think we need to quit pointing the fingers at Kathleen Kennedy so much and point the finger at these.
We got to keep pointing the fingers at her ass.
I'm gonna tell you why though, because Kathleen Kennedy don't know nothing.
No, but
all.
she knew enough to say the things that she said that was outright lies and just allow Rian Johnson to do what he do.
Wrong.
Yeah, we put the blame where it needs to be with Filoni's side. Yeah. But I ain't giving that chick no pass on no level.
We need to equal out the fingers because when it comes to knowing Star Wars, we all know Kathleen Kennedy don't know diddly squat.
That's true.
But this freaker here, Filoni, he know what he doing.
All right.
He know that fans love hearing that at the end of every episode, the Star Wars thing, the Star Wars ending. But he decided, like Rian Johnson, I feel like that shouldn't be in there. Freak the fans, I don't want it in there. You gotta listen to what the cat's talking about.
He also changed Korriban to Morriban.
That's true. I have heard that.
Wait a minute, George wasn't the one that came up with that.
I have heard that George was behind it, but I don't know who originally came up with the idea.
Filoni said Korriban
would have been too confusing with Coruscant.
Yeah, so he changed it to Morriban.
But who came up with that idea?
That was Filoni. I saw him say it.
So he came up with it.
Yeah.
Now George.
I would have accepted it had George came up with it because that was his wish. He's the creator. So even though I don't agree with it, I would have rolled with the Morriban thing because that's George. That's his universe. He gets to change whatever he wants to change. But if it came from Filoni, oh hell no. Hell no.
Now, so Melissa Lord for $2 says if they're smart, they do a Bane trilogy, but no. They had so many things they could have pulled from if they had the opportunity, but they didn't, Melissa. And thank you for the super
Bane.
I don't want to touch him now. I don't think they could do
none
it.
of them. Don't
I was
care.
about to say, Melissa, Melissa, honey, we dodged the bullet with that. We dodged a major bullet. You guys want to see Revan? Oh, jeez.
In Clone Wars?
Yeah. Really? They actually. Oh, God.
Here's the scene.
I ain't never seen it because I don't rock with Clone Wars.
Is it the new or the part of the old one?
Old one.
Okay.
Again, so this was the same rough animation that they had for, for like the Bad Batch that was out and everything. So this is the sun, right? Did I miss your super chat? Oh, Jay said, I remember it now. Fuck.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
That makes me so mad.
Now you talking about John? John said, I know what he said. He said, "Hail Dark Council." I remember.
He said, "Hail the Dark Council," and I do think I missed it. I'm an asshole.
What's up,
I bow at the feet of Junk DP. I'm sorry. Hail the Dark Council for $1.99 from Jay. I'm sorry, Jay.
Now, who was that? That looked like the cat from Mortal Kombat.
This is the Sun. It was from the Mortis arc. So let's watch and let's see if we can. This is what how Revan would have appeared, but they deleted this.
I have done as you've asked. Why did you weep like a child? You told me that I would be free. You told me that all would be right. And it is. Then why do I feel such pain? Because you have not embraced your resentment. Who are you? You must answer me this time. We are those who have come before. Those who were betrayed. Those who hate. We are the wielders of the dark side. What do you want from me? We stand before you, disciples of the dark side, intent on its supremacy. It has been foreseen that one lives who will control the universe. Where? It is unknown, but know this. The Chosen One is the key. He who controls Skywalker will control everything. We tell you this to guarantee your success. And if I fail?
You know what? I won't lie. That was kind of dope.
Yeah, so obviously it is rough animation, so his voice, there's no effects done or anything like that because it's just like it's not a finished production.
Well, at least they got the suit right, you know.
Yeah,
and at least they said that the Chosen One is the Skywalker, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That maybe that's why they cut it out. They knew they were eventually going to say that Anakin's not the Chosen One. Drunk 3PO, after I missed his last super chat, he had to remind me. He sends another one for $4.99. Says, because you're human, it's all good.
Except me, I'm from another planet.
You need to keep missing them, so send you more.
Good idea, Stig.
I don't think I'm going to do that. But let me just run through this quote real quick so you guys can all know what Filoni said and why we're kind of massacring him real quick. This is a quote from Dave Filoni in The Art of Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to read you this entire thing, the relevant parts from Filoni. This is them talking about how the sequel trilogy is going to be a female-driven story, but what is Leia going to do in episodes 8 and 9? Again, this is before these movies were made. They're brainstorming, planning out the sequel trilogy. Pablo Hidalgo says, I could imagine her being the one to break through to our villain. Filoni says, oh, I love that. I love, too, that I look back down this table and there's a painting of Padme over it. There's a powerful idea that there's this matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominantly patriarchal in male heroes. Zeus, Hercules, everything else. So again, talking about the matriarchy subverting the patriarchal heroes in Star Wars. And talking about how what Kylo did is irredeemable, but we've never seen a woman try to redeem someone in Star Wars. Maybe it could happen. Again, maybe Dave Filoni doesn't really understand how redemption works since Anakin Skywalker was redeemed.
Thank you.
And then John Knoll says, the super intriguing setup in Empire, that boy is our only hope. No, there is another. I felt cheated in Jedi that this didn't really go anywhere. But maybe Yoda is really talking about what happens with Leia in episode 8, 30 years in the future. So again, them trying to fucking retcon the original trilogy, saying that Luke didn't fulfill the prophecy, or that Luke and Anakin together did not fulfill the prophecy, that it's up to Leia 30 years down the line in episode 8. Go ahead real quick.
Can I just interject right there?
Yeah.
Now, he said all of this where the quote that he made was in Empire. In Jedi, Yoda already told Luke that the last of the Jedi will you be. Pass on what you have learned. Yoda basically gave Luke his mission. That's why all these stories in the EU connects. That his journey continued in terms of his training to become a Jedi Knight, to train other individuals that he found that was force sensitive, rebuild the Jedi Academy, put back, what was almost lost by the Sith, and brought balance to the Force once again. So now you're saying that Yoda was really talking about what happens with Leia? But then again, John, he was spitting off the cuff. But I just felt like that was so, damn, didn't you look at the whole trilogy? Didn't you know that Yoda said these things to Luke? Or it just really made no never minds because, as you said, Ryan, They had their preconceived notions of how they want to push that matriarch thing into the forefront going forward with these sequel trilogies.
Exactly. And then, so after that all happens, after we hear of these things that want to change with episode that happened in Return of the Jedi, Dave Filoni says, I love that. We could shift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan of this entire trilogy. I don't even think that hurts that she's not primarily the mentor figure in Force Awakens, because like John had been saying, the audience expectation is so on Luke. And when that proves not to be true, it's way more powerful. So literally talking about subverting the audience's expectations, which is, you know, one of the things that we were so upset about with The Last Jedi. It sounds like this idea may have come from Dave Filoni. And when that's proven not to be true, it's way more powerful. It's dangerous because it makes it so about the women of Star Wars. Something to me says that's right. And then he goes on to talk about fucking global warming and how basically the entire Earth is acting like a woman right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Melissa says, for $5, why did Luke's metal hand disappear with him? It's not part of his organic body. I said that out loud in the theater. I was pissed. Thoughts? Thanks, Ryan. It's because so many of the people watching don't fucking know Star Wars. So many people caught that immediately, that the metal hand didn't stay with his robes and everything like it should have.
Ryan Johnson actually apologized for that. He said it was a mistake.
Did he really? I never heard that.
Yes, he did.
Well, and then on the other side of his mouth, he went to go say and admitted that, you know what, when I did Last Jedi, I wasn't thinking about no goddamn Star Wars lore and no fucking movies, and I don't even think about that. I'm trying to make a movie. I'm an auteur. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking writer and director. I don't want to write nobody else's story and lore. I'm trying to create something of my own. That's what he admitted to. So, of course, the metal glove was the furthest thing from his mind. Real Star Wars fans point this shit out. Now he had the choice. Do I look like a fucking hypocrite? Or do I just say I apologize and I missed it when deep down inside I ain't really give a fuck about it anyway? So, yeah, there go your answer, Melissa.
His hand turned into a Force Ghost too. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? The metal hand went with him to the netherverse of the Force. Fuck out of here. Like we supposed to be really stupid. Like I said, the 18 to 25-year-olds is like, but we want Poe and Finn to be together. But don't catch obvious mistakes that real Star Wars fans like us that's been here since the beginning. We pick these things up like it ain't nothing. That's why we screamed on it the way we did. Collider didn't do it. You know, Harloff didn't do it. Mark Ellis didn't do it. Perry Nemiroff and John Roche didn't do it. Fucking Dennis Zhang wasn't even around. And you know your boy can't be he couldn't even be bothered. He couldn't even be bothered. He said that shit was the greatest thing since Christ. And a year and a half later, 2 years later, well, I really didn't like it. And, you know, it just gave it. Slap the shit out you. This comes
from the same man that said a few months back, it's no way, guys, that the Snyder Cut exists. Fast forward to last week. The Snyder Cut dropped. It should come out on HBO Max.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, that is our next topic here. Again, just to finish up, yeah, Filoni is a fucking hack. We've been saying it for forever. I've been saying it for forever. I'm glad that this came out. Now, this is not some random Word document. It is published, page 35 of The Art of Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. It's a brainstorming session between a bunch of big people at Lucasfilm, including Pablo Hidalgo, Kiri Hart, head of the story group at that time, and Dave Filoni. So this is a real thing.
You got some social justice warriors in the chat now not saying anything like, fucking Ryan Kinel, fucking Fatal J, bastard Abu Nad, bitch-ass Sid Kenobi. You know what? I don't believe him. What? I'm going to take this shit down. I'm going to do my own research. Fuck y'all. I'm going to do my own research. Get to the library. Check this shit out. He fucking lying. He probably died. Oh, yeah, it is there. That means it could be true. Yeah. Do your research, man, and then come and see us again.
I was saying who made this book, Lucasfilm. I think Phil Stozak is technically the writer of it, but it's basically just gathered together a bunch of concept art, a bunch of interviews from a bunch of people at Lucasfilm, including a bunch of their story group planning sessions, and this is one excerpt from that.
Geoff Johns is another one, just like Dave Filoni,
Bunch
Ryan
of
Johnson.
two soy boys.
Yeah.
Now this is somebody just asked about this, and this is the last topic we have for today. Again, if I don't know if you noticed or not, but Zack Snyder's Justice League was trending on Twitter today. Release the Snyder Cut was trending. Listen, people have very powerful opinions about Zack Snyder's DCEU for one reason or another. A lot of us on this panel, I don't actually know Steeg's opinion. I know Fatal, I know Abu, I know myself are big fans of what Zack Snyder did. I understand that not everyone is. However, there's no doubt that Justice League, as it came out, was not in any way, shape, or form like connected to what had come before it. And Geoff Johns, go ahead.
My personal opinion about this, and nobody's really asked me. It's I don't give a damn. I didn't like it to begin with, but I have a lot of friends who are wanting the Snyder Cuts, big time, and I hope they get it, and I hope it's everything they want it to be. So I'm just chipping in. Really.
There you go. I like that. Well, and I think that right, there's clearly a large fan base, well, a very loud fan base that knows something happened with that movie, knows that it's not Zack Snyder's vision because only 15% of the footage was used, and they're wanting this Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But Ryan, on top of that, they did him so dirty.
And Zack didn't do anything, said nothing derogatory about the fans, nothing for 3 fucking years.
Your daughter committed suicide and then your boss fired you? Around the same time. They said, this is our opportunity to let him go.
Well, and it's not quite as simple as that, but this man right here that we're about to talk about, Geoff Johns, is part of that problem. Let me read this real quick. Skytrooper 501st for $2. Dave Filoni is Kathleen Kennedy's bitch. Dave Filoni has always been a bitch, in my opinion.
But Ryan, I'm going to say this, though. Okay, it might not be as simple as that, but it's definitely bad timing.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Very bad timing.
Now, Abu has been talking about Geoff Johns and how much of a bitch he is for a long time.
I've been said he was a sucker. He was a snake. He's a snake. He's a snake. But you know what? What did I tell you in my smash down of Lonely Banter? And I told him about jealousy, man. And jealousy is a fickle, brutal mistress, man. It comes up there, whispers shit in your ear when you know you ain't got no business listening to that shit. And that's exactly what happened with Geoff Johns. He came in here because he was the comic book guy for DC. He did a fantastic, run with Green Lantern, The Blackest Night. And even now, I still think that's one of the best works that I've yet to read in a comic book.
He's a dope comic book
I will
writer.
give him that. But they thought he was like the second coming of Frank Miller or something, where his ideas could definitely be translated into film. So they brought him in because, like I said, Batman and Superman caught a lot of flack with the critics. They panicked. They needed somebody from the comics part to come in and hopefully rein in Zack Snyder, or at the very least give him some things to just soften the whole dark palette, the heavy themes of Batman v Superman. Let's get it to like the Avengers from Joss Whedon. Let's get that Marvel money. That's where they wanted to go. They wanted to get that quick Marvel buck. So Geoff Johns came in there and he saw what he saw, but he didn't realize that Zack Snyder had a lot of people in love with what his artistic vision for these movies was. The same thing that Christopher Nolan said, that Zack Snyder is my guy, but half of the fucking planet are disciples of Christopher Nolan because of what he did with the Dark Knight trilogy. In their eyes, Nolan can't do no wrong or say no wrong. So when Nolan tells you that Zack Snyder is that dude, you should have fucking listened. But Geoff Johns didn't like how Ben Affleck, everybody in the cast, the crew, this, and now everybody's holding back because when he tried to pushed certain things and it didn't fly. Then Geoff said, you know what? They made me the head of this thing. I gotta exert some sort of control and some authority. So I am going to change because that's what the suits up at Warner Brothers wanted. So it's my job to do it. But because the conniving way that he did it, and because of his jealousy, that he told Zack to take this out, you gotta write this in, and then blase blah. Then when the part came in, when his daughter passed away, God rest her soul, Zack grieving, but he still continued to film the movie. He said that, you know, even though I lost my girl, I still, you know, work. Being back to work is just my form of just trying to cope and deal. So he continued filming even in his grief. And the cast and crew knew this, but he still did his Snyder cut based off of that. And then when he was done, that was when Geoff Johns said, you know what, let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of there. Told Kuchi Harbor and all of them, let's get him out of there. And then I can get in there and start making the changes that we really need to change. And that's exactly what he did. He was the one.
He was the one that brought Joss Whedon.
Right, I was getting ready to say that. He was the one that brought Joss Whedon. Yes.
So what happened, right? Zack did all this, continued filming after his daughter passed away. But then what happened was Warner Brothers wanted to change his movie basically into the Justice League we got. They were basically going to make him do all those reshoots. And Zack said, I just don't think I can fucking do that. I don't think I have it in me to work right now to make a product that is not my product. That doesn't make any sense. They do the same thing that Warner Brothers does. They did with Suicide Squad. They've done everything. They sit there and listen to a couple.
They did David Ayers the same way.
Exactly. David Ayers had the same exact problem with what they did to Suicide Squad.
This is the kicker. The original Suicide Squad by David Ayers, it was going to make sense with the whole Snyderverse, because remember those little alien things they were fighting in the beginning?
The parademons.
Those are going to be parademons. Remember the little witchy chick they had to fight in the end? That was going to be Steppenwolf, who we would have seen in Justice League.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they completely changed Suicide
DC
Squad.
messed it up, bro. They messed it up, Abu.
Yeah. David Ayer is a badass director. Like I said, I'm watching this new show on Fox called Deputy. He directed a few episodes on that. That shit was fire. Fire. You know? He did the thing with the thing with Will Smith and that Bright. Yeah. That was pretty good too. But I love his down and gritty and The Watch. That's one of my favorite movies. With Jake what's his face and Michael Pena. They were cops and they got it in with the cartel and shit. Yeah. That was some serious stuff, man. He knew what he was. He was perfect for Suicide Squad. You would have left him alone and let him do what he do. Y'all would have had the bangingest movie, had the Joker be front and center, and just have him go, you know, balls to the wall, and Uncle Robbie looking all sexy and crazy, and it would have been great. But they dropped the ball again, man. Fucking Warner Brothers.
But I don't.
All behind this guy. All behind Geoff Johns. And it's jealous.
I always heard rumors. Now, this is just rumors that a lot of people on Warner had issues with Zack. But I heard with rumors with this guy, Geoff Johns, they really hated him.
Well, the thing is,
they hated him more than Zack.
I'm going to read this too. And this is coming from Grace Randolph. We know Grace Randolph said some things, may not have been super accurate all the time, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's hit or miss. Like everybody here on YouTube with the scoop
still
game.
Get the business.
What we've been hearing,
but
we've been hearing about this. We've been hearing about this for a long time. This is not really new information. It's just kind of new from Grace Randolph, to be honest. We've been hearing about this shit for a long ass time. Geoff Johns is the one behind the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, the much maligned Green Lantern movie. And basically, anytime he gets put anywhere other than comics, was where he should stay, he fails.
I agree.
He fucking fails.
I agree.
But this is from Grace Randolph. Inexplicably, Geoff Johns is still one of the producers on the movie. Now, this is talking about the Batgirl movie that is just fucking lost. Like,
Joss Whedon was supposed to do that, right?
Joss Whedon was supposed to do it, but they said, no, Joss Whedon, you fucking fucked us with Justice League. He's listed first, even though he's widely disliked at Warner Brothers. In fact, I can tell you, Johns is pretty much the one who is responsible for Zack Snyder getting replaced by Joss Whedon. He did it behind his back. That's all I'll tell you. It's really bad. So anyway, Geoff Johns is pretty much just liked by everybody. I hear Jim Lee's beloved, so he's great. But Geoff Johns was banished from Birds of Prey. He wasn't even allowed on that shitty set. And he was head of the DCEU for a hot minute, and that's what allowed him to do that to Zack Snyder. But everyone hated him, so he got banished from the banished to the DC Universe streaming service. And maybe he'll redeem himself with Stargirl, which I hear is massively delayed because he doesn't know how to be a showrunner. But it's coming. Maybe it will turn out great. Even if Stargirl doesn't work out, he still has Batgirl. And that's basically it's showed that this person right here, what's her name? Diane Nelson, who was called out by some Release the Snyder Cut fans for defending Joker, but never defending Zack Snyder. And someone said, basically, she's too busy helping her buddy Jeff destroy his work from the inside. And Diane Nelson, who was head of DC, what was her exact position again? Co-president of DC Entertainment, who was then fired because of what happened basically with Justice League. She says about Geoff Johns, he's no buddy of mine. So obviously there is a lot of resentment in all places between the higher ups in DC with Warner Brothers. And this is one of the things that led to all the drama behind the scenes of Justice League that we've talked about for so long. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, a lot of rumors going out there about the Snyder Cut right now, including Harry Lennox saying that he would love to get that final scene. Basically, the only shot that Zack Snyder told us that he doesn't have for the Snyder Cut is a scene with Harry Lennox, who is Martian Manhunter in the DCEU, which was supposed to be revealed in Justice League. What do you guys think about Harry Lennox potentially coming back for these films when he said that he wants to do it?
Man, that would have been dope if Harry Lennox would have transformed.
That would have been a nice surprise too.
Because I saw the scene. I saw the scene where it was supposed to blow our minds. It was supposed to be Martha, Kit, and Lois Lane talking, and one of them get up to go somewhere, and then you see Martha transform into Martian Manhunter. Yes. Bro, that would have been a moment like when Cap grabbed the hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that, you know, as they said, this was the plan all along to have Harry Lennox be the Martian Manhunter. So now I can't even look at Man of Steel the same way because every time I see him, I'm seeing the Martian Manhunter. You know what I'm saying? Doing deep undercover shit. I love it.
When he's looking straight through at Superman, he knows exactly who and what he is.
Yep.
Beautiful. If they would have let Zack just freak it and do his thing, this would have blew our minds bigger than Marvel, in my opinion, because he had it planned out. Just look at the Ultimate Edition of BVS.
That's true.
That theater version was not his version. The Ultimate Edition was what we was meant to see first. But DC and Warner kept messing with it, man.
Well, this is what I'll say. Listen, I do think if Zack got his full vision, there's still a lot of people who wouldn't want it because there are so many people that are used to the Marvel, like the Marvel concept and the idea. A lot of people are very against seeing their heroes in a different light like this, especially heroes like Batman and Superman. We've seen the backlash. The reason that Warner Brothers freaked out is because of these like focus groups. Because they thought that they were going to win over this Marvel audience by trying to do Marvel light instead of just going hard in with an opposition to Marvel, something else, something different. You had those hardcore fans there. BVS made, $900 million or whatever. Justice League made 600. There's a reason that happened because you lost those people that you had got invested in this universe. And it's disappointing. It's sad. They made a fucking shit movie. We're never going to see the full thing played out, unfortunately. So when we do get the Snyder Cut, it's almost going to be bittersweet. It's going to be great to see Zack Snyder vindicated. But it's also going to be a little bit bittersweet because we can't have the rest of that arc now with the current state of DCU.
Right. Let's just say hypothetically that this goes into theaters. What are some realistic numbers you think it would do the first week?
It ain't going into theaters.
But I'm just saying, just hypothetically. I know it's impossible. I know at most it'll go to streaming. But let's just say it does go to theaters. Let's just say for a month or so. What you think the number's going to look like?
Crazy.
I have no like honest idea. It would probably, like, if they promote it, if they put a bunch of money into promoting it,
which they would,
right? Then it could fucking do huge numbers. But I just don't know if they're willing to invest that much in a movie that's kind of already been released and it wouldn't lead anywhere.
I think it will, though. I think it will, because when this movie do big, guess what they gonna do? They not just gonna stop it. They gonna. I feel like when this movie come out and it do what it is supposed to do, because DC is going to benefit from it. We're gonna see some more Snyder Cut stories on that HBO streaming service. Watch what I tell you. HBO streaming, HBO Max. I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna be on.
Well, that would be more of a possibility once they know. I mean, I agree with Ryan. It's not going to go on theaters, but whatever part that they put it out in, it is going to explode because we got the movement to a level that everybody in the entertainment world says that we have never seen a movement about a movie that came out 2-3 years ago, that everybody in entertainment, the fans, they want to see this. It's almost like it's almost like legendary now that the grassroots, you ain't gonna see nothing like this again. So when they finally drop it,
what's crazy is this: even the haters want to see it.
Yeah, even because they need something to complain about, but shit, at least they want to see it. Yeah,
but they're still benefiting the Snyder Cut though.
Yeah, because they're paying money into it. That's right. They paying money into it. The haters, the armchair reviewers. Yeah.
I don't think this type of movement for a movie has ever happened in Hollywood before. Have it?
No, not on.
I don't think so either.
Not in this level. Now we giving out stuff for charity. We raising money. We getting merch, T-shirts for a movie that is not even for a movie that they already made 2-3 years ago, and they couldn't even sell merch for that. So now we got Zack Snyder's name on a Justice League movie that hasn't even come out, and that shit is flying off the shelves. And there's money to be made, and these people know it. So they trying to milk this shit for as long as they can. But once it gets released, the floodgates is going to open. And then Warner Brothers is going to have to make a decision. Do we continue down this path knowing that the fans love it, knowing that the actors of the movies that made us money wants this man back at the helm, knowing that in hindsight we got Joker that made over $1 billion, that's rated R, that's dark as fuck, and nobody cared, and we still made money off of it. So why we not going with what works? Because the shit actually works.
I know, this is how I know for sure that after Snyder Cut is going to continue, because this talks.
Yeah.
This right here, that talks.
Yeah,
let me tell you why money talks. People are not talking about Trump so much after these stimulus packages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Money changes things. Money talks. People are not trashing Trump like that no more. You know what I mean? It talks. We're going to see some more Snyder Cut stuff after this. Some Zack Snyder movies after this. I guarantee you.
Well,
or they'll even put him in so much. He might not do an actual movie, but he'll be like an advisor.
Well, you already got Army of the Dead out. Now, what's going to happen when that blows up?
The problem. So the real thing, you're wearing a BVS hat right now, Fatal.
Yes, sir.
The problem is, I don't think you can get Ben Affleck back. It's done. You know what I mean?
But I think we can.
I don't think.
If Zack really pushes it and gives them the right information behind it, I mean, it has to come from all sides. It is still a possibility. It's just it's not going to happen just because we want it. It's just a lot of people got to work behind the scenes. And I know Zack Snyder is the biggest component of why, if he was to go back down that rabbit hole, it would be behind Zack Snyder and everybody that he knows that supported. It wasn't like before when he was doing Justice League and he was getting his drink on and he was just so fucking tired of how the manipulation, because he knew what was going on behind the scenes, and he was already disgusted, and it just acted like artistic integrity just didn't mean nothing. The Geoff Johns, Tushihara, and all of them. So now that the smoke is clear, now that he went to rehab, went through all of that, you don't think that Ben Affleck is on Twitter seeing all the love he's getting and all the appreciation that they know that he was that man, and then Patterson coming up, we saying fuck Patterson, they don't give a fuck, Ben Affleck for life, all of this. You don't think he's reading this and actually saying, God damn, I didn't even realize the love was real on this level. Yes, it was, and it still is. So Zach was the whisper in his ear, like, Ben, I think we need one more run with this. Let's give it to them the way we should have gave it to them, and then we could be out. If I was Ben Affleck, I'd weigh it in. It's like, you know what? If nobody don't fuck with us, if the studios leave us alone and let us do what we do, I think I can find that passion back. It's just all how you talk to him about it.
And I rock with that. And to answer your question, Ryan, that you said you think Ben won't come back, I think he will. Now, I'm loosely quoting him right now, but he said, I would do anything for Zack when it comes to the Snyder Cut movement. Yes, he did.
He did say that, and I think
he did.
So that was in reference to, and I'm going to get to Steve here because Steve has something to say. Let me just say this.
Okay. Sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay.
I'll say this, that Ben, that's the reason that Ben tweeted release the Snyder Cut, because he did go through a lot to make that film, and then in the resulting fucking chaos with Warner Brothers to make Justice League, that's kind of one of the reasons that he fucking, like, what happened in his life happened, and that's even what he said. So I really don't think he has any interest in like getting back in that process. However, that being said, he'll definitely be like, yeah, Zach did a lot for me. I love and support Zach, and I'm gonna tweet shit out to support him. You know, and this is a good dude. But do I think that means he'll go through the grind to fucking do what he needs to do to get back in shape? Like the stress that puts on his relationships with his kids, all that shit. I just don't think so. I think he might
not even have to get yoked up. You know what I mean? He just might need to be in the suit.
He's too fucking fat in Justice League reshoots.
He'd be fat man, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
I guess so.
Steve, you had a question.
Yeah. And I'm looking at this from the outside, right? Because I'm not really a Snyder Cut fellow. I just hope it happens for my friends, right? But that movie, if it's released, right, the Snyder Cut, it's probably not completely finished. You're missing music and all kinds of effects, probably. So my question:
no, the music is done.
The music is done. Junkie SL, the house music guy, he said he's done with the score. The music is done.
Okay. But so I have a question for the panel. Would it be just as good or better if they released the Snyder Cut in a comic book form or a novel form?
Heck no.
Because that's a possibility too, right?
A comic book form?
Yeah.
No, because he's a director.
I know, but the story of the Snyder Cut in a comic book.
No,
the movie.
No, people want to see the visual live action. It would, to me, it would defeat the purpose if you got the Josh Whedon version and then we got a comic book story from Zack. You know what I mean? That's downgrading.
If anything, I would want him to complete his arc. If we can have it animated with all the original Justice League cast members doing the voiceover, I'll settle for that.
What, for like an animated?
Yeah, just complete the rest of the arc. And to be honest, Zack Snyder could really shine on that in terms of visual, in terms of directing. You know, shit, he literally takes storyboards and graphic novels and put it into film anyway.
And that DC animated division is dope.
It is. So if he had his hands in that cookie jar, and you know what I'm saying, then just sort of like spearhead that, hell yeah. And I'm quite sure that the rest of the Justice League cast will get on that. Shit, even Ben was like, well, shit, voiceover? That's not that difficult. I'm with Zack Snyder. I'm with the crew. I'm with everybody. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. You know? But that is a possibility.
But, Abu, you talking about after the Snyder Cut is released, right?
Oh, yeah, after the Snyder Cut is released.
Steve talking about the Snyder Cut being comic book form or animated form.
Yeah, if you don't get the movie.
No, sir. No, sir.
Not after all this effort that we put into this movement. No, we need to see what his vision was, because the Justice League basically put the bad taste in our mouth. Yeah. And then when we found out that the Snyder Cut was real, and then everybody else was, in their armchair director or armchair critic was sitting up here like, well, it doesn't exist. A fucking magical unicorn is more existing. Yeah, okay, fine. You shitted on us. You screamed on the fans who championed Zack Snyder. Okay, well now we got physical proof that it's there. Now we got stills and pictures and stuff. We want to see it so we can shut y'all up, and that's a pride thing for us. That's a pride thing for us. We still,
but you know what? That would be the bonus. But this is the real icing on the cake. This man lost his daughter during the filming. It will be such a gift to him to finally see his vision back on the screen. That's the ultimate dedication. And like my boy said, somebody said this, Abu, when we was on the stream. I forgot who it was. Wouldn't it be so nice at the end? We see some at the end of the credits say dedicated to my daughter or something. Bro, that would
have been perfect.
That's tearjerker stuff right there, man.
Yeah, because he still worked on the film after she passed away. I think it would be appropriate that he show his vision through all the pain and suffering because he said he was proud of that movie. The entire cast and crew loved the movie. They loved what he did with Justice League. We have a right to see that. You made us pay our money for Justice League when nobody gave a shit about it, and we loved the director who did Batman v Superman. It was the critics that shitted on it, and y'all panicked behind that. So what? We can't, it's impossible. We don't deserve to see what his true vision was for the movie that you hired them for to do. You understand? So, and if it blows up the way that we know it's going to blow up, then that should really make you think, you know what? Back in those days, we definitely jumped the gun. We definitely pushed the panic button. And it's not too late because Tushihara's not here no more. This one's not here no more. Geoff Johns is fucking in limbo. Nobody's not doing that. We got all new people. All new people is probably saying, you know what? We gonna give y'all that Snyder Cut. What the old regime did, that was on them. But this is a new day, new leadership. Let's just put it out there and see what happens. Then it blows up. Then it becomes a worldwide icon. Then movie stars and this one and that one, singing Snyder praise. Big time directors are saying, damn, Snyder's knocked this out the park. Wouldn't you, as a businessman or businesswoman, I would look at this and say, we did the right thing. We did the right thing. Zach, what do you want to do? Because you already blowing up on Netflix with Army of the Dead. You the man right now. What do you want to do? I just want to finish what I started.
And then you got to
I just think that I truly believe that we are going to get the Snyder Cut at some point this year, released on HBO Max. I would pretty much bet money on it. As far as the rest, there's too much going on at Warner Brothers and DC. I think that's what we should focus on, is getting the Snyder Cut out.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's what we should focus on. Everything else after that is such a fucking dream.
It's a wish list. It's a wish list, and I don't mind dreaming about it.
But I say this and be real. I'll be real quick. I promise.
Yeah, we are going to wrap it up here soon. So.
DC, after all this time, everybody been pushing release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. All this time, these years, DC have never took a representative out and said this. Y'all need to shut up. This movie doesn't exist and it's not coming out. Move on. We never got that. So you know what that means? This movie is coming. It's on the way. They just hush about it because they didn't know that this was going to take off like it did.
Well, not in the manner that it is in now. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, it's there. There's still a couple people saying it doesn't exist, but the number of people are dropping every day. Now, how complete it is it ready to go right now? Those are all things that people can argue about. We had a comment earlier about, didn't Jason Momoa say effects were done? Jason Momoa basically said, what, you don't think Zack Snyder could,
I know,
as a movie, as someone who makes movies, you don't think he could get the effects done? My personal belief is this, that there is a 214-minute runtime movie out there that Zack Snyder has finished, with that being like in-house CGI from like people that work with him and stuff like that. Not to the level that could be released as an actual theatrical cut or anything like that. That's what I think is likely done right now. We know we have heard that Zack is in discussions with Warner Brothers trying to negotiate to how to get it up to their levels of finished, CGI finish wise. That'll likely be several $1 million. I think that's happening right now. I've heard even some rumors they might have already assigned people to work on some stuff, not verified to be the Snyder Cut, but just a random project at Warner Brothers. So we'll see what happens. We do have a super chat from Bruce Lombardo. Thank you, Bruce. There was 3 years from Firefly to Serenity. There you go. And it's coming up on 2.5 years from Justice League. And then maybe 3 years after that, we'll see the Snyder Cut. So you never know. But we are going to, yeah, exactly. Right around there, 10 to 20 million. That's basically what I heard as well, Rock Crin. So, but we are going to wrap it up, guys, soon. I want to thank all my panelists. I'll give them a chance to plug their channels in a second. I will say, too, Steph has been dropping links to a bunch of my stuff to my merch store on Teesprings and to my Twitch. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Twitch lately, guys. Nice. One, because I really like the platform for streaming games, and two, because there just hasn't been as much in the news lately, to be quite honest. So there just hasn't been as many topics to make videos about. There is going to be a Mario Kart stream on the Gaming with Geeks Twitch tonight, so don't miss that. But please do, if you're interested at all in video games or anything like that, check me out on Twitch. Darkside Droids, who just commented in chat, is a big supporter over there. So is Biggles Mets. Both of them also drop super chats here as well. And thank you so much to Steph for dropping all of those links all through the stream. Fatal, where can people check you out?
People can check me out on the Fatal J channel, where I got butt naked midget stripper content. And tonight at 30 minutes, the Keepers of the Force live stream will be on and popping. We're going to be talking about tonight. Disney Plus is talking about doing 2 Lando Calrissian TV shows, and we're going to break that down on how much that's going to suck. So after this stream, come the Fatal J channel, because it's going down. I'm going to have the mistress of Phantom Menace, Mary Mayhem, and I'm going to have Skeletor from He-Man. Yes, I said that right.
From
Skeletor. From the cartoon, Abu. Wow. I'm going to have Skeletor on the live stream with me, with my partner, Damaji and I. You're not going to want to miss it. In 30 minutes, Fatal J channel is going down. Thank you.
There you go. That is Fatal J. Keepers of the Force. Don't fucking miss it. I appreciate the compliment in chat, Bruce. You're the man. Appreciate your support. Steve Kenobi, who dropped a bunch of videos today. Steve Kenobi.
Yeah, I have over an hour of content now. I went from 8 minutes to over an hour. That's amazing. Think of the percentage. Yeah, I just put up a bunch of retro videos, some old cartoons and stuff. But
a bunch of old commercials and shit.
Oh yeah, it had Alfred from Batman in one of them.
Diet Coke.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm never going to say I am one. I'm just a panelist that likes talking to people like you guys, about nerdy stuff and things like that. But I think I should give a shout out to Stephanie in the chat, who's been dropping links all day. And
I agree. Stephanie does an excellent job.
If you'll do me a favor, Stephanie, drop a link to your own channel, so people can sub to you, because you have a good channel with a lot of fun.
There you go.
And I've had a blast being on it, watching the Tiger King.
She need a moderation award. You know what I mean? Like a trophy or something.
Credit where credit's due. So instead of subbing to me, sub to her. Okay.
Maybe we'll have like a trophy for her, where Luke is strangling Dave Filoni on one hand and Kathleen Kennedy on the next, and just force choking them out. So Steph, let me know. Steph, let me know if that's something you'll be interested in.
There you go. And since I don't know if she's going to follow your orders, Stieg, I went ahead and dropped it there. So make sure you check out Steph. My Nerdy Homes have been doing an awesome job modding today.
And OG Star Wars, who sent me the link I sent you earlier.
There you go. And OG Star Wars Alora has been in the chat the entire time as well. So definitely check her out too. And I will let the President Abu Nas, tell you where you can find him and what you can find. And I will find OG Star Wars link and drop that too.
All right. Well, let's see. My name is Abu Nas. I've been a YouTuber for God knows how long, 2 years as we stand. You know, I am 1/6 of the Dark Council and 1/4 of the Four Horsemen. And my channel is called, well, Abu Nas, but it is also the high ground. My main thing is Star Wars, but I also talk about the Snyder Cut, and you know, and I'm a big DCEU fan under Zack Snyder. Also a little bit of Star Trek here and there, and any other pop culture news that goes my way. I am not everybody's cup of tea. Let me get that out right away. You know, I says what I says, but I have the authority as the president of the Abu Nas Rehabilitation Center, and what that means is that my center is for shills, sucker for loves, hang-ons, dickheads, wranglers, scramblers, you know, junkies, and all Raylos and pole fin shippers. They have to come to my rehabilitation center to get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to wake the fuck up. It's like, you know, and just get them back on the road to success. But if my brother Ryan Kinel can indulge me in taking people out the right way, because when we talk about Zack Snyder, you know what I got to say, right? You know what I got to do, right?
There
because
we go.
This is for all you Zack Snyder fans out there. So I'm going to sit up here and give my love to my boy, because why? Why? Because we could do it like that. Let's see what Daddy got here. Give me 1 second while we just wrap this up.
There you go. You guys are going to like this. You got to stick around for it. Abu is muted. I hope he knows he's muted.
Can I get a small request? Somebody find my live stream link and put it in the chat, please.
Yeah, I'll find it.
I've been Ryan, so I'm never putting Fatal Jake back on my channel.
Yeah, I'll find it. Here it is. It says why.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's me.
I got you.
Thank you so much, brother. I am forever in your debt. I am forever your Padawan, sir. I'm your Padawan. Hey, I always got a question why Abu looking for that. Okay, remember in Revenge of the Sith where was Anakin a master, or he wasn't a master when they asked him to join the Jedi Council?
He wasn't a master. He said, "You're on the council, but we do not grant you the rank."
Well, you know what? Anakin had the right to be pissed off for that. After all he did in attacking the clones, they never did put master over his name.
No, because technically, Ahsoka was
wouldn't fucking make sense. Wouldn't fucking make sense for him to have Ahsoka for all that fucking time.
Because he wasn't a master.
And not grant him the rank of master.
Was he still a Padawan?
No, he's still technically a knight. Remember, the only way you can become a Jedi Master is that your Padawan graduates to the level of Jedi Knight.
He was Jedi Knight.
Therefore, on the basis of that, that's when you get promoted to be a Jedi Master. That's how it works.
But I always wondered, was that an honor or not an honor to be on the Jedi Council but not be a master?
No, there's no way. No, you have to.
How would you take that?
Well, obviously, Anakin took it the wrong way, but
I'm talking about how would y'all take that? Like if y'all were Jedi Knights and they said, "Hey, be on the council, but we're not going to graduate you to master." How would you feel about that?
Well, that would never happen because Jedi doesn't put people under the Jedi Council unless you have the wisdom, the experience, and have the years of being a master under your belt.
But they wanted him to be there so they could spy on Palpatine.
Right, but that was Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious is the Chancellor.
Oh, that's right.
Right, he told that, and they already knew that there was something funky going on in his office. Yeah. So now all of a sudden he sends Anakin in there and like, we gotta go get General Grievous. Oh, and by the way, the Chancellor said that you gotta put me and put me with you guys. What the fuck? The Chancellor ain't supposed to interfere in Jedi affairs. What's the hell wrong with him? That's why Mace Windu said, "Boy, sit your ass down. We got a war to win here." So yeah, That whole thing was just a fluff piece right there. But
yeah, basically what happened was, in video game terms, Anakin had the minimum required level to be a master, but he didn't have the wisdom.
yeah, it didn't have nothing to do with his abilities. It's just the fact that Darth Sidious told him to tell them, I'm sitting on the council, and that's the end of it. And they looked at him like, all right, whatever, just sit your ass down.
Yeah.
We ain't got no time.
His reaction basically proved them right.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he
I know.
literally burnt the
Yeah.
galaxy to the fucking ground.
But hold on. Okay, hold on. You right, Palpatine wanted him to be on the council, but Obi-Wan thought it was a good idea too. Remember?
Well, Obi-Wan basically wanted, they all kind of wanted him to be on the council so they could...
So he could spy.
Exactly, so they could gain his...
That's the only reason they allowed it.
Anakin was supposed to be a spy for both of them. For the council and for the...
No, actually, he wasn't even doing nothing at that point.
No, but Yoda wanted Anakin to spy on Palpatine, and Palpatine wanted Anakin to spy on the council.
Kind of, basically. Yeah, well, I would say that's true. Like, the reason Palpatine wanted him there was to manipulate the council. You know, obviously, he wanted his own man on the council. Palpatine appointed Anakin, essentially, which shouldn't have happened.
That's true.
He shouldn't have had any control, but he appointed Anakin, his guy, to the council. And they said, hey, we'll allow it just to kind of get in Palpatine's good graces, not stir the pot. But in return, they wanted Anakin to go ahead and make sure that he could get everything they could out of Palpatine.
Yeah, because they was already insulted that the Chancellor interfering in Jedi affairs, and no Chancellor before him was supposed to be doing that. The Jedi's was a separate thing away from the Senate and everything else, so he just totally just circumvented the system. So they said, all right, well, if he's doing that, let it work, make it work for us.
They split him in half, man. They put him in a bad position.
Exactly.
And we got, before we let Abu go and take us out, there is going to be a patron hangout in Discord after for about 20 minutes or so before I have to get ready for the Game with Geeks Twitch stream. So make sure to join me in voice chat, in the supporter voice chat in my Discord. Skytrooper501st for $10. Thank you so much. Says, God bless you all. Stay strong, healthy, and safe.
Thank you.
United. Hashtag United. Unity is strong enough to accomplish wonders. Hashtag the Snyder Cut.
This is going down in history, bro.
Yeah, man. Release the Snyder Cut. That means we are definitely not standing for Zack Snyder, not stand like the rest of these little kids be doing. No, we're supporting Zack Snyder as an artist, as a director, and as somebody who did the damn thing and did the damn thing good. So let's do it, everybody, for my brother Zack Snyder. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the Four Horsemen, I gotta represent my brothers in the struggle right here. Ryan Kinel, Lethal Lightning, Fatal J, and myself. You know what this is? That's all the Four Horsemen getting to lay down. For everybody in the chat, I'm gonna let you know about our boy that we support. Our Lord and Savior is back in the house. Release the Snyder Cut, that's what it's all about. But these haters out here is losing their shit. They can't understand why we're so legit. Too legit to freaking quit, that's what Hammer said. The Horseman is back, filling you full of dread. The rest of you bitches is pissing in your bed. It's not our fault that the truth must be said. You gotta understand, for Zack Snyder we ride. We're not tolerating any more of your lies, that it didn't exist and none of it was made. And he damn sure don't deserve all this praise, but it does exist and it's right in your face. From Collider to Campia, you're all a disgrace. Even Scott Mendelson got his punk ass erased. The rest of the chill media still got a taste of the truth Zack Snyder brought to the human race. Warner Brothers sitting back like, damn, should we wait? Why should you wait? What the hell you waiting for? There's money to be made, get your backs off the wall. The warning we be raising goes to a great cause. Suicide prevention, that's what it's all for. That's the type of thing Zack Snyder adores. He thanked us always for staying in the war to have this completed vision restored, so all of us can see what he was aiming for. The true Justice League film is yet to be seen. Not that shit that was in 2017. The Flash falling all over Wonder Woman's tits, and Martha saying Lois is a thirsty bitch, and everything in that film that went to shit. At least Warner Brothers executives got rich, and Zack's influence is everywhere, son. That's why Wonder Woman and Aquaman won $1 billion at the box office. Is fun. Let's get more of this. Slow your brakes, son. You need to get on your knees, confess your sins, and never ever ever do that shit there again. To Zack Snyder, the respect he deserves, and give us the movie we know you prefer. The DCEU is film for adults. MCU film is for kids who need help. Martin Scorsese said, get daddy felt. That popcorn kitty shit stays on the shelf. Shout out to Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot. Jason Momoa always blowing up their spot. Ray Fisher always rocking non-stop. Ezra Miller always staying on the top. Henry Cavill, now you see the light. So be our Superman and get back in the fight. Even Subway sandwiches is looking so tight. Feeding 10,000 families at night. Ryan Kinel, Fatal J, Lethal Lightning, Abu Nas here to save the day. We banded together as the 4 horsemen. If we bring others in, we'll be the super friends. Shout out to Film Gob, holding it down for always making Collider look like a clown. Leonidas and Jack Burton, everyone on Twitter who is always working to get the word out. Release the Snyder Cut, and if you don't like it, we give less than a fuck. Holla back, 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 back. Ha ha! To all you kids out there, just stay strong. Stay where you belong. Repping the Snyder Cut like nobody else. Ryan Kinel, let us say our final goodbye and tell these sucker for love kids, I wonder why I'll never have a girl in my life. Well, I don't know about that, son. We can't help you right there. So my brother, take it away.
There we go. And that is Abu Nas. If you've never seen him before, you fucking know him now. He's always got flow for days, disappointed black man. He said, listen, a disappointed black man has nothing to say here after that. I did like one, need to rewrite that Ezra line. It maybe Ezra Miller always staying on top of fat bitches that he chokes and throws on the floor. Yeah.
Put his hands on
fucking slamming them like whores. Yeah,
you don't like the Snyder Cut? You what?
Yeah, there you go. You can do something like that. You do something like that. But
would you say he was Honor in a Flash?
Yes, he was. Honor in a Flash. That is pretty cool. Slamming like Ezra. But again, thank you guys for being here. We had a great turnout. Exposing Dave Filoni, doing all that.
Thank you.
Shit.
Thank you again for bringing me in at the last minute, brother. I got to get up here and eat my food. I did all this damn cooking, and my phone was about to die, so that means I had to jump on here and get on here for real. But my food is still in the kitchen, man.
There you go. Well, go eat, Abu. Stig, thank you. Thanks for hanging out, man. Everybody,
thank you for having me.
Thank you, guys. I will see you on Gaming with Geeks in a little bit. Also, Fatal is doing a stream. I think you can check it out right here. Steph dropped it in chat as soon as I said that, too. So,
Ryan, I still got to did you get my DM about my gaming tag?
I think we already are friends on there, so I think we're good.
Okay. So, I gotta check. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing Call of Duty in about another hour and a half anyway. I just need to eat my food and get the kitchen cleaned up and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be kicking ass in there.
Can I say some final words?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
To everyone in the chat and to everyone on the panel, have a happy Easter with your families.
There you go. We probably should have said that at some point today, but we didn't. So, yeah, there you go. Have a happy Easter, everyone, at least as long as you have left. So, stay safe, stay happy, be kind to each other, all that good shit, and then come and watch me talk shit to everybody on the Geeks and Gamers team tonight on Gaming with Geeks, and I will talk to you later. Peace.
Have a good night.